Hailing frequencies are open, everybody. Welcome to Clear Skies, our Star Trek RPG live play. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm well!
Yay!
We're well!
I was actually not sick at all and missed last week for no good reason. Hey!
No, that was a very good reason. Like,
I mean, my body was telling me the no, but I wasn't actually like...
Then the body said no!
Listen to your bodies.
My body said no in a whole different way.
Yeah.
I don't listen to my body. I have no time for this next.
So welcome back, everybody. It's good to have a full crew once again. We have a hell of an episode ahead of us tonight. I'm really curious to see how this is going to unfold.
How do you know?
I don't know. It just says Borg invasion on my.
Don't worry,
we influence a lot.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, shared narrative.
Let's be bored.
So Borgs, guys.
Wait.
Getting into announcements real quick. Just going to give a big quick shout out thank you to everyone who supported Descent into Midnight, which hit its Kickstarter goal of the day it was launched.
Incredible.
17 hours?
Yeah, wild. 17 hours, 27 minutes. What?
I believe
It's less than $1,000 away from hitting it. I think it's first.
I think it's like $400 away from hitting its first stretch goal. So the more
What's the stretch goal?
The stretch goal is essentially the more like goals that they hit along the stretch goal path, as it were, on their Kickstarter, is another episode that we'll get to do. The Stream Punks will be playing Descent into Midnight.
I think that might be the first time we've said that on here.
Yeah, it was a big announcement that was, of course, made on the socials, but we were holding off and waiting to announce this until the Kickstarter launched. So Stream Punks will be doing an episodic series of Descent into Midnight, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse game, an original brainchild of our friend Rich, and a bunch of the creative team in that in general. Is just a fantastic game. I got to play at Gen Con. It's so beautiful. It's all hope punk. It's totally up our alley. It's what we do. If you're interested in
playbooks are
supporting
so
that.
beautiful. They're really beautiful.
And the coloring book.
I'm just thinking about this, but also a coloring book.
You can see the system now. Even if you don't back the Kickstarter, you can see a preview of the rules, and it's the full system. I believe.
They have the quick start guide
Yeah.
already up. And if you need more information about the Kickstarter, you can do !DIM or !midnight in chat for more information about the Kickstarter.
Yeah, super thrilled to be a part of that. Rich is a really great guy. If you guys have been following Stream Punk since we started streaming on GNS back in the day, like from the first game I've run, I have always incorporated something aquatic into my games because I love the ocean, as you all know. From Leviathan in space to Raft City, we have always had something. To a giant whale humping the side of the Sally ride. We have always...
Excuse me, what?
We'll catch you up.
Well, I disappeared in a whale for a while on Doctor Who.
Yeah, he did.
I miss you. But it's like that scene we had with Dr. Yada last week.
Right.
Like, that's the whole game. Why wouldn't you back that?
Literally the first stretch goal is that gorgeous coloring book that they were talking about. And who doesn't want a coloring book?
Yeah, it's pretty good. So thank you so much to everyone supporting that. Definitely check out Descent into Midnight. And we'll keep you guys posted on the stretch goals as they come and go. That was really the big announcement that I had tonight. Aside from the fact that pretty soon I'm going to be able to release the first images of our bridge.
Oh yeah.
I'm working with Tadeo. I believe I said his name correctly, Tadeo. He is a virtual artist that is actually building the interior of the USS Ross for us, starting with the bridge. The next will be Medbay. It'll be Sickbay.
It'll be it.
I'm ready. I'm ready for my bay.
I'm just going to push 5 across the table and say,
Promenade's going to be the big one. Promenade's going to be a big project. Promenade is a big deck.
I need my little medical bay. I need to post it on my wall and go, yes, that's the way I live.
So that's it for us. That's my announcements. Anybody else got any announcements?
We're going to be at PAX East at the end of this month.
So basically next weekend.
Next weekend.
We're at PAX East next weekend. And also tomorrow, if you're local to Los Angeles, I am singing at the Rockwell.
You are?
I am. It's called called The Rockwell Sings Disney, and they hired me. They're hiring me.
You need to work on your advertising.
Seriously.
I'm sorry.
People.
I've been
No.
gone.
Yeah.
It's on my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram. It's everywhere.
Excuses.
But like, let's talk about how amazing this is because like Jeff Goldblum plays the Rockwell. So like the fact that
He's
you're
almost
like there
as good as Bonnie Gordon.
I don't think he'll be there tomorrow, but if he is, I'll let everyone know. I'll be like, "Oh, hello, Jeff Goldblum. Would you like to hear a song from Dumbo? Because that's what I'm doing."
Are you singing "Baby of Mine"?
I am.
I'm singing
God.
"Baby of Heart."
Yeah.
So go check that out.
Go do that if you're local. If not local, hopefully we'll tape it. I don't know. I
And
don't know what
then
the
PAX
rules are.
East.
And PAX East next weekend.
Any other announcements for the evening?
Keep going, Discord. You're wild.
You're wild.
I have thanks. It's getting dark in there, folks. I love
Really?
it. I love it. But there's like so much hope.
In the
at
Lee
same
Whimsy
time.
Discord?
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
dark? How dark? Do I have to stage another?
No. Just like people are like talking about their emotions and like. But
Are they
people
in
are,
counseling?
Like,
Do I need
yes,
to talk to my
actually,
staff?
they are in counseling.
They made a new
got
channel
really
called
good.
Heavy RP.
Yeah, but also they like have good counseling practices, which is why that like I know the names of my
why my
counselors
staff is
now,
so
too.
large.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, counseling for characters.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If you're not
Super
licensed
important.
professionals, please don't add us.
No.
Yeah.
So true.
We
But
support and love you, but
it's really cool. Everyone is really diving into their characters and just like great backstories.
yeah,
and,
good stuff.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping our world alive in other ways, folks.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Aki, you had an announcement?
Yes. I was just waiting. Sorry. All right. So this Wednesday, you are going to see me and a couple of other pretty awesome people that you might recognize playing Altered Carbon with Ivan Van Norman right here
At
at
QueueTimes.
QueueTimes. I believe we start at 6 p.m. Or 6:30. It's one or the other. There's stuff
That's
on
not
my
important.
Twitter. Sorry.
QueueTimes Twitter for
Yes,
details.
please. My brain is there's a lot going on for me this week. I'm on like all the streams. Oh yeah, and tomorrow, it hasn't been officially announced, but I'm pretty sure Bria won't mind. I'm also going to be playing Pirates of Sickbay tomorrow over at Scabby Rooster as a guest.
Yay!
So yeah, if you're interested in some piratey stuff, go over there. More information about that over on the Saving Throw Show's Twitter. Yeah.
Right on.
Yo ho ho.
All right, anybody else?
Yes. You can also see Aki on Thursday along with me on twitch.tv/DND from 5 to 7 p.m. PST on Thursday for A Darkened Wish, the streaming tie-in. That launches this week. We're very excited.
How cool.
Twins.
It's going to be very cool.
This is a Dark Sun game? No, that launched last week, didn't
That
it?
launched last week.
Yeah.
This is
and
the comic.
is on LSM Network.
that's
I'm in
right.
that
Me
on
too.
Tuesdays.
That's
This is
right. This is the
Thursday.
comic
This is
tie-in.
the one where we play canon comic book characters in D&D, and I'm a boy.
That's right. This is your boy.
Yeah.
I remember this now.
Not the OY.
You were telling
the
me
OY. I'm playing a character with a Y.
you were
Kids.
pantsing.
Y.
You were telling me that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a hilariously apt description of this character, and
I'm playing twins that look like me. They
Yeah.
look like me.
You finally got your Binar fancy.
yeah,
I finally get to play my
that was my
Binar.
first thing I said too.
I've been
Appreciate you,
dying to
buddy.
play a
It's
Binar
almost
for
like we're best
ages.
friends.
Yeah, almost.
So lots of good stuff from all the stream punks this week. But first, we're going to space, and I'm excited.
Yay!
Well, that seems like a good reason to start our intro. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Clear Skies. I didn't want to. I wanted to keep listening to what y'all are talking about. I'm like, this
We're
is so
talking
interesting.
about RPing with open worlds like Star
can make
Trek
your own
Online.
fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's cool. What's up?
Before we start,
Yes,
reminder: we have 4 momentum
Nice.
because we are continuing with the scene.
Yes.
Gosh, I
See,
love
I wrote a note. I did
I
the thing.
love
I wrote a
and
note.
You do your expertise. I love you.
XEO is very pleased with her crew.
Whenever everyone functions without me, she's so happy. She doesn't even care if she's not needed. It's better if she's not needed.
Oh no, best mom.
So where we left off.
Where didn't we leave off?
Yeah,
Yeesh.
we are currently, the crew of the USS Ross is in orbit and on planet of Ukaris. If you do you guys remember the planet name?
Okaris 3.
Okaris 3.
The Okara system.
That's correct.
Look, I took a
aware of
note.
the Klingon name. We're not saying it. We
You
decided.
decided to disregard the Klingon name altogether, which is it's not particularly surprising that the Klingons have picked such a poetically degenerative name for people that they no longer consider people.
Rude.
The Klingons, as you all know, and Ambassador, you would be aware of this too, having been specifically training for your posting on the USS Ross, considering you're going to be on the other side of Klingon space, you've had to been doing a lot of research about Klingon culture. Thankfully, there's a lot of data available now at this particular point in Federation history. It has not come as any surprise to you at all that the Klingon Empire would basically be treating these people like trash. In the psychology of the Klingon, it would be considered saving their family's face by not acknowledging that these people are still alive. It would bring disgrace to the house, and so even the families have just, nope, our children died. Our brothers, our husbands, our spouses, they're dead. They died when the Borg attacked. You guys have been trying your best to help this dying colony of Borg refugees, these Klingons, and a few other races that are not Klingon, trying to survive down here on this moon. This moon is a Class D moon. Or I'm sorry, that is actually the gas giant that it orbits. It is a Class L moon. There's no animal life, mostly just vegetation. High winds constantly gusting through the atmosphere. Stepping out into the open here on this moon, you're usually greeted with winds that gust up to about 45 miles per hour, using freedom units. I apologize. It is a strangely haunting world of lowland vegetation. Trees here are very wispy. They do not grow very large. And of course, overhead, encompassing most of your field of vision beyond the deep blue of the sky, is the impossible visage of a gas giant. If you could imagine, if Jupiter was in the same distance from Earth and the moon, this thing literally, you can see this gas giant pretty much takes up most of the horizon, creating quite a beautiful horizon.
Unless that's something that you have a phobia of, which I do.
Oh, really?
Yep. Anything that appears larger in the sky than I think it should, I'm scared of it.
Yes,
I don't like it.
That makes sense to me as well.
That actually makes total sense. It is a behemoth in the sky, and this, you are getting just like a basic visual of the size of the gas giant. If I remember correctly, I described the gas giant as actually twice the size of Jupiter. So this thing is
huge.
This thing is, yes, Jody, massive.
That's a big planet.
Sometimes when the moon's too big here, I kind of have a weird panic.
There's this video, sorry to derail us, there's this video on YouTube. I will show it to you later. It's awful.
I wasn't sure if you were talking about yourself or the character.
Me. Cool. Me personally.
No, we're just taking character right now, having a little...
Okay.
Done. Over. Sorry.
No. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
So the colony has been suffering. The Klingon Empire has allowed this colony to exist, but apparently they've decided to stop supporting it because it has been sending out a distress call for months with no reply. When you all arrived, you basically discovered that the colony size, which originally was 61, has been dropping precipitously. The population is now 34. 90% of them Klingon, the rest are other species, and a few unknown humanoid species. Most of them just refer to themselves as Borg, which you suspect XEO has a lot to do with just identity.
Yeah.
And trying to reclaim an identity or to forsake the identity they once had. it's not consistent. Some refer to each other by a name. Most refer to each other by their number designation. Particularly the Klingon survivors seem to be pretty dead set on referring to themselves by the numbers, which brings us to the other members of down here. You have encountered. There are four Klingons in particular that you have all encountered. Zhang, which is the Klingon doctor that is essentially the caretaker of this colony, has been the one that was basically sending out the distress call and was very pleased when you all showed up, but then painted the dire picture that is taking place here. Then there's his assistant, Charek, which is an official representative of the KDF. Now, the Klingon Defense Force is a rare bird because Klingons, Ambassador, you would know, Klingons do not organize into a mass military unless there is a mass threat. Like when the Dominion War is happening, the KDF came together. When there's not a big war happening, the military of the Klingon Empire is divided up by houses. So to be delegated to this place by the KDF, in your mind, Ambassador, there's something about the context that sounds like this colony was being swept under the rug, and this Charek person was probably being sent to the worst posting that the Klingons could think to give him.
What did he do? That is
Bring him to me. Let me ask him.
Charek apparently also does not give a damn about the people down here and has showed no regard to any of the Klingon survivors, and everyone just kind of leaves him alone. He, being an official representative of the Klingon Empire, he's given a tremendous amount of latitude, and the doctor, Zhang, has expressed intense frustration of not being able to do anything about it. Then there's 8. 8 is sort of like, the best way to describe 8 is the village headman. 8 is a Klingon, one of the Klingons that was rescued from the collective and kind of speaks for everybody. His second in command is 2, who is one of the very sick Klingons that is currently incapacitated in bed right now. 2, he has warned you, has a temper, can become violent. And is 2, second in command, just goes by 2. There was another Klingon who was designated 12, but died the moment you all arrived when you got a basic idea of how bad things were here. The Klingon survivors and the Vulcan and the human and a few of the other species, the survivors of this colony are starved and without hope. There are 3 working alcoves that is supposed to accommodate was originally a colony of 61 Borg survivors that have been disconnected from the collective and were just trying to build some semblance of life. Now there are 3 working alcoves. There were originally 10 that were functioning, which in itself is not enough. But they've had to make do. But the replicators, the technology, everything in this colony has been failing for a while now because they have not been given any resources. The Klingon Empire swept them under the rug and walked away from it. And that is very clear. Now, before we jump into the game, a heads up, because this is a restricted planet, this entire episode, so long as you are here, is gaining a scene trait. You guys are technically in violation of Klingon law.
Dun, dun, dun.
However, your yeoman and her genius, the new yeoman that is now the assistant to the captain, and actually assists both you and the captain. There is a yeoman that came on board during your last in Starbase 24.
This is new.
What I met.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Asmi.
No, you met. What?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
met
Asmi. I think you met Asmi.
You met
The eager beaver rules lawyer.
Yeah. Asmi Shanto. Yeoman.
You were on
there's been a lot of medicine in my body. I don't know.
That's okay.
You were on the hall planning parties.
Yeah, that's right. You were standing on the side of the ship.
Oh, yes.
Asmi Shanto. Asmi Shanto is yeoman 3rd class and was assigned to Captain Azari, and aside from being assigned to Captain Sull, is also available to the XO as needed.
Okay.
Yeah. So she is a yeoman, essentially assistant, helping manage all of the things that need to be managed to keep paperwork off the desk. But she also happens to be an expert in interstellar law because she wants to become a JAG officer. So this is part of her assignment to get that prereq out of the way and become one.
Ooh.
It just so happens
Lawyer
that
friend.
yes,
Everyone needs a lawyer friend.
it just so happens before you guys established orbit, Captain Sol turned to her and said, "Can we get in trouble for doing this?" Essentially, and Yeoman Shanto basically said, "I can get us out of that."
Yeah, because does distress call override
Exactly.
Ah.
See, this is why we're meant to think alike.
She hasn't expunged. She hasn't like really explained exactly how, but she
The distress call overrides. That's why.
essentially. The Federation has an obligation as an ally of the Klingon Empire to help the Klingons, our allies in need.
We are doing them a service.
It's all right. They can thank us later.
Yeah, essentially. It's
Okay.
Okay. However, that is still adding the trait of you all are in restricted territory. So the longer
I will add the naughty trait.
Yes. The longer the USS Ross stays in orbit, if y'all get noticed, the chance is always there that a Federation starship might get spotted orbiting.
Okay.
So, but for now, as expected, all is quiet. Remember, this is an isolated colony that no one wants to remember, and space is, big.
Yes.
So
What?
yeah, there's a whole show
We
named
live in
Vast.
society.
It was-
Space is big.
Yeah.
Equally meaningful statements.
I'd
Weird.
like to address
What's up?
the moment we're on the bridge. I'd like to address something that's on.
So where we left off was we had Lieutenant Commander Prawl and Lieutenant Lacat were going to the residence of Trek because Prawl basically approached Lacat and said, "Listen, I'm going to be blunt. You're a Cardassian and you've got a nose for this stuff. Should we be suspicious of
And I
this
said,
Klingon?" And
yes.
and Prawl was like, "I'm going to follow your lead on this. What do you want to do? Do you want to go investigate?" And Lacat said yes. So Lacat and Prawl went to this residence, knocked on the door. No one answered. You went around the back of the house and initiated a scan and discovered he was not inside.
How
and,
easy? Okay. Yeah.
And that's where we left off. So why don't we pick up right there with you just looking at your tricorder and detecting that there is nobody inside the house.
Great. How easy does it look like it's to break in?
The windows here are actually quite well sealed.
Okay.
Probably because this is a place with the high winds.
Okay.
It looks like the openings are latched up pretty good. It doesn't look like it's glass.
I really want to break in, but I should ask Prawl what he wants to do.
Yeah, he is sort of the senior officer
yes,
here,
yes.
and security chief.
Commander Prawl, there's no one in there.
Prawl, you see this Trill come stomping around the side of the house looking at you.
Tricorder.
You just hold up the tricorder and point at it. He just leans in and looks at it and says, "Didn't we see him come this way?"
We did, and I personally want to check his quarters to see if we can find anything suspicious, but we can keep scanning the area. You do have 2 men, but you know what? I'm going to leave this to you because this is your job and not my job. And you're better at this than I am.
That's true. Looks at the house, kind of tossing that aside, and just goes, "All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to break something and go inside. You're going to scan the area to see if he ran away. Sound good?"
That sounds perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. We are on the same page. Let's go. And Jane's actually excited for adventure.
He puts his hand
now.
on your shoulder for a second. He's like, "But we shouldn't separate. So why don't you come with me to the front of the house and
All
keep
right.
a lookout while you're scanning?"
All right. And I'd like to run a general scan.
Okay, so you go back to the front of the house. He gets up to the door and he starts pressing this button. He's like, "I can't tell if this is just bad Klingon tech or if the damn thing's broken. Where's tech when you need him?"
You know what?
Stop.
I'd like to attempt to detect hidden, if I can see any hidden traps or if there's any.
We're gonna
do a
detect
general,
traps?
Detect
yeah,
traps.
just do a general perception test. Why not?
if
Because
you
I
want
have
to-
a talent that links into
Hey,
this. I'm trying to use it.
You're a science officer with a tricorder if you want to scan for that.
And I'm a Cardassian. Here we go.
That's going to go on a shirt.
And I'm a Cardassian.
Okay, yes. What am I rolling, my friend?
So this is going to be a tricorder scan. So you're going to use, this is going to be a straight up reason science roll.
Beautiful.
The difficulty would be 2. You are using a tricorder. It drops by 1. What's up?
No,
Grab-
I just wanted
grab
to
a,
wait.
grab a
before-
momentum and then get a 3rd die.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Spin momentum.
Do you mind?
Get a
No,
first die.
go for it.
Thank you. And then... Okay, I would like to use... Oh, you know what? I got 3 successes, so I don't really need to...
Difficulty was 1, so you gain 2 momentum.
2 momentum. That's why we do what we do.
The door is not trapped.
Beautiful.
It has been locked from the inside.
Very excited.
Is what you're detecting. You can spend momentum for information, obtain information if you want to know anything else.
Blah, blah, blah. You know what? Let me talk to Paul first.
Okay.
So it looks like there's nothing suspicious about this door to start off with, so we might as well, if you want to continue trying to break in, that seems like the best way. Seems like it's just locked.
He looks down at it and says, you know what I've noticed about this colony is a lot of things just seem to be breaking. He pulls his phaser out and sets it to a low setting and points it at the door lock, and he goes, oops. You see sparks fly as the side panel explodes outward, and the door goes and kind of splits open a little bit.
Oh no!
Prawl puts it away and starts forcing his way in, like shoving.
What a shame! I'd like to keep a lookout as he does this.
Okay,
that's what I said.
you're just like, okay, you're gonna face at the door.
No, she's very cool about this. She's into this.
So thankfully,
Yeah.
Right now, because it is actually getting late in the day and the wind is gusting again, visibility on this planet has always been poor, because remember I described when you guys arrived, there is just like this constant blow of dust that's blowing through here. It's not particularly easy to see what's going on across the street, and there's no one in the immediate vicinity, so you're just kind of taking a look around. No one seems to be moving about right now.
So, okay. So as he... Well, that's a little bit worrisome. I wonder if something bad happens at night, but we're just going to file that away, Jane. Secondly...
I love you so much. Be my friend.
I am your friend.
Okay, good. I'm glad we established that. Continue with the scene.
Okay, continuing with the scene. Okay, so this is... Would it be possible with my tricorder and possibly my comm to see if Charek had a comm on himself and see if I could like detect that comm?
You might have. You wouldn't necessarily be able to lock into his comm signal.
Okay.
You might need tech for something like that or some kind of engineering check.
Okay.
However, it's easy enough as a scientist to scan for a Klingon life sign.
Yeah, I mean, let's just do it.
That's somewhere where it's not supposed to be.
And then did we see if he overtly looked like he had any Borg tech on him?
Oh,
Shrek?
Shrek did not.
No, Shrek did not, right?
Shrek looked like a traditional Klingon warrior. He had the full armor on and everything.
Which is going to make the scan a lot easier.
He also had a disruptor on his side, so he does have a deadly weapon in his possession.
Those are very strong.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Okay,
They're very bad.
Great. I love it. I want it.
There is no stun setting.
No.
No, you don't want
No,
it.
I don't want it.
No.
My captain says I can't have it.
That's not the same thing.
No. I mean, we're going to make it the same thing.
Yes.
So much is happening.
Anyway, so much is happening. I'd like to detect for a Klingon life sign.
All right, go ahead and make a check. This is going to be a straight up roll of... this is going to be another reason science check. You're scanning for life forms.
Difficulty?
You precious little life
Difficulty?
forms.
But
Difficulty's gonna
every
be-
single
Take a
time
momentum.
this kind of scan happens, I sing it in my hearing every single time.
Yeah.
And
1
take a
second.
third die.
I'm going to say difficulty 2.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm going to take
So
another.
down to 1 because you're using a
Commander Pearl, how's that broken door looking?
Just as you say that, he finishes the last shove to get one of the door panels into the wall. 3 successes. All right, so gain your momentum. He looks inside as the shaft of like mottled sunlight beams in through the dust that's kind of pluming through the door.
I'm sure the
into
wind.
the darkness. Yeah, I mean, you basically just see the only light in here is the shaft of light that's beaming through this plume of dust that's blowing through here. Prawl immediately steps in and pulls out his phaser again. You see a couple of lit panels, Klingon, so reds and yellows on the display screens with the Klingon texts and whatnot. The place looks completely empty. So it's very minimal. You see the Klingon bed, very much like the other place that you've looked inside. Computer panels.
Does it look minimal in the way that whoever lives here doesn't actually live here? They live somewhere else? Or minimal in the sense that whoever lives here just doesn't care about this place?
Your suspicion is that it's the other one. Your suspicion is that whoever lives here doesn't give a damn. What you do see gathering around on the floor is the equivalent of what looks like reused bottles. And the stench that's coming out of them would suggest alcohol of some kind. Or some kind of toxin. He starts looking around. You see him look over at the data screen and he presses a few buttons and he goes, "My Klingon's not that good." Presses a few buttons on the console. You hear a chirp and says, "Hang on.
Must be better than you thought."
I can't tell what it is, but it looks like he received a message."
Oh. Can our tricorders not, like, read Klingon?
Sure.
Yeah, I like to try. I like to try and translate.
You don't have to roll. If that's a difficulty 0. You're a translator. Tricorder immediately begins to detect the Klingon language on the pad. Begins to interact with it and begins to translate what you're seeing.
Can we just take the whole pad as well?
It's not a pad. It's actually built into the wall here.
Oh, dang.
So it's part of the hovel, essentially. But what you notice is your tricorder is telling you that a message was actually received, not from this colony, you can't tell where, but it's sort of like looking at someone's inbox. You can see that there was a message received from no one on planet.
Okay.
And it says unknown sender. It has been opened and read. It has not been deleted, but you can't open it. It's locked.
So what worries me is... So it doesn't worry me that he has messages because he is, the official liaison of the KDF. But it does, worry me that it's an unknown sender. It's like... It's not like the KDF is going to use spam accounts to talk to people, right? Which is what... Lieutenant Lacat to Chief Tech?
Oh! Chief Tech here. I'm a little busy, Lacat. What's up?
How busy is busy?
Well, I've got a whole colony of people that are dying because they can't get their equipment working, and that's kind of what I'm working on. The whole source of their life. So not too busy. What's up?
So on a scale of, I turn to Prawl.
He's looking at you.
Commander Prawl.
Yeah.
I'm going to use your professional opinion here.
All right.
On a scale of priority, can you hear what Chief Tech just said to me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. On a scale of priority, what Chief Tech is doing versus decoding this message, where would you say one falls above the other?
This message isn't going anywhere. I want to find the son of a bitch that's supposed to live in this house.
I love that answer. Never mind, Chief Tech. We have something for you after you're done with that. That is actually very important.
Yeah, you
More
always
important
do.
than this.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
So as he chirps off, he
Sorry.
says...
Oh, now!
So if I remember correctly, you were going to scan for a Klingon life form.
Yes, I
You
am.
haven't done
Yes,
that yet.
yes,
So
I would like to do that.
Go ahead and make your roll.
Great.
And then we're going to jump
Reason science,
to... Yeah, this is a reason science check. The difficulty here is going to be 3.
Take a momentum.
I would like... So I actually have a question about tricorder technology in general. Is it like a cell phone signal that if you climbed up higher or stepped outside, you get a better reception?
Getting closer does that. To the thing
It does
you're
have a limit.
scanning.
It does have a range, but the range is extraordinary. It can detect things up to kilometers away.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Naturally, it does have
momentum.
some
Take a
fallibility when narratively inconvenient.
An extra die.
Like wind.
That's right. I can
Extra-
burn. I can burn
wind.
threat to basically be like, look, there's interference.
Yeah. Here we go.
Amazing.
Successes, my friend, but I
3.
think one of those is
A crit.
Crit.
yeah.
Do you have skating for life forms?
No, I'm trying to look and see if I have
Focus
anything.
this.
Sensors.
Would xenobiology
Sensors?
work?
Would sensors or xenobiology work for this?
Sensing
I am
xenobiology.
sensitive. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends on what the answer is.
Also survival. If that just
I would normally say that alone, because sensors is really referring to ship sensors.
yeah, that makes sense.
And xenobiology is really referring to the biology of aliens. But the fact that you have survival, xenobiology, and sensors, I'm going to say yes.
It's like the combo.
three focuses in one. There's no way Lacat wouldn't be like, I know what the hell to look for.
Then that's 2 crits.
Okay, so 2 crits. So go ahead and gain your momentum.
We have
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Yes,
One job.
there is one Klingon life form moving very quickly, about 1.5 kilometers away from the colony.
There, 1 kilometer away.
And
North, south, east, west.
moving away east.
I tell east. I tell Prawl.
Prawl just shakes his head and says, chirps on the communicator and says, Commander Exio, this is Commander Prawl.
Go for Exio.
I've got some news for you.
Is it good?
It's getting good.
Wonderful. Please talk fast.
So as he's expositing everything,
Yes.
we are cutting to
of the
you
tongue.
because you were by
Yes.
these alcoves with a small engineering team, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
And my kit from
Your kit.
the Ross.
Yep. You are being given an extended task.
Ah!
Dun, dun, dun.
I made a flow chart.
All right, so here you go. The work track for this extended task
Yes.
is 12.
Okay.
The magnitude is 3.
3.
The difficulty is 3.
Difficulty is 3.
And it has a resistance of 2.
Resistance 2.
Because this is Borg tech. And even though you've got this kit, this takes some finessing, particularly because of the condition that it's in.
You know what?
So first, we're going to do a diagnostic check, and then we'll jump into the work track. What's up?
First, I'm going to call for help. Chief Tech to Chief Singh.
This is Chief Singh. Go ahead, Chief Tech.
Singh, I'm going to need your expertise on this one. Can you give me an assist?
Really? Yes, of course.
Be cool about it.
No, it's my first away mission.
I
yes.
know. Wear the suit. Wear the suit.
The suit?
Well, the exosuit.
Yes, I wear the exosuit.
Thank you. I don't know where you're going to need to go.
Understood. Sing out. Be there in a moment. Sing out. Chirp.
We'll work on it. So I'll wait for Singh to beam down, but
Does not
essentially,
take him long at all.
being
you
the
see-
transporter chief, I would hope not.
So, beaming into your field of vision in a full Enviro suit, with a helmet on and everything, you see Chief Singh beam down. And the first thing he does holding this kit is he flinches as he sees a Klingon with a Borg apparatus for an arm, like walking by and just looking at him kind of curiously. He says something.
I say, be cool, be cool, be cool.
Your universal translator doesn't pick it up, but it sounds like it's one of the native tongues of Earth, one of the many languages spoken on Earth. And it
Boy, that's a nightmare.
It probably has some. It probably falls somewhere in the universal translation of "holy shit."
Yeah.
But not quite as sweary.
Right.
A little more polite.
Right.
And he kind of startles as he says this, and this Klingon walks by and he sees you and goes, waves, and he comes
I'm just
walking.
like, be cool, be cool. Like,
He jogs up and he goes, Chief Sang reporting for duty.
Is it G. Willikers?
great, okay. We need to fix these alcoves. All right, these people are dying. This is their only source of nutrition. How's your Borg tech?
It's not. I mean, I guess it's okay.
Great, perfect. Thank you. You're assisting.
Great. Why do I need to wear this?
Who knows?
That's good advice. That's very good advice. And he follows you over. A few of the other assistants, a few of the members of the Aux crew who are on this away mission with you, kind of just stare at him a little bit. And
so mean.
They look at him as he looks back up at them and he goes, "Who knows what could happen?" And they look at each other worried.
Now we have a panicked engineering crew.
Like,
Listen, the
this
engineering
happened to-
crew is always panicked.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and make a quick scan. So this is
Yes.
to discover what the hell the problem is, and then we can
Right.
start on the work track.
Let's do it.
And
Thank God we got
do a
more
roll, and then
momentum.
we're going to jump to what's going on with Ambassador Majanil after this.
Okay.
So
Use a tricorder.
okay, so use a tricorder. This is going to be this is going to be good, is what it's going to be.
I hope so.
Let's find out how quickly I can assimilate you. 1 second.
What?
All right, so this is I like getting death threats from Sam.
I haven't said a single thing, Jester.
doesn't even have to say anything. Sam will just like
Nice.
slowly smile and say Eric, and then violence follows. So
Still here. Couldn't be that.
I think a control engineering check
Great.
is going to be the call.
Okay, and I will spend, for the difficulty.
The difficulty is 4.
Definitely going to spend a momentum
Yeah.
It's 4
for
on this.
cautious engineering. And then the tricorder reduces it to 3.
To
right?
3. That's right. Yeah.
And then control engineering.
I'm going to give you an assist from your engineering team.
Yes, yeah, that's what I want.
Okay. Cool. So yeah. Okay.
Okay. Everybody ready? On 3, we're going to scan.
1. Alright.
3.
And
Love this.
Ooh!
oh,
Okay.
nice.
Ooh.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
1
with a
from
crit.
your engineering team.
Great.
Alright, so we're
so
maxed
5
out on
successes.
5 successes total. So gain 2 momentum.
We're
We're
topped
maxed up. But that
Okay,
means you can
that's great.
You can use one for
Um,
information.
So as your tricorder runs over the alcove, it takes I mean, it is an intense scanning that's being coordinated between three other tricorders as you are all scanning this alcove. A few of the Borg survivors have stopped to watch. They seem curious. They seem hopeful. They're just watching eagerly. One of your engineering staff looks over, and Chief Singh looks up from his tricorder and looks at you. You're both realizing the same thing because you're seeing the same thing on the tricorder. There is some kind of energy output that has been, in tech speak, I should go ahead and just say in technobabble, essentially what has happened is it looks like the energy source inside these alcoves has been deliberately corrupted.
Right.
And is actually feeding... If the best way to say this is if this was supposed to be a regeneration cycle, someone's slipping poison into the food.
So so I'll use one of my questions then. Does this seem like it is a technological virus type situation, or there's something that's in it emitting...
Something is in it emitting.
Something is in it emitting. Another question, is it a life form? Is it a goddamn cucumber?
No, it's not a life form.
No.
If you want to get obtain information, there is more if you want to know more.
Yes.
May
Okay.
Yes, please.
I recommend the notion within this scan of using it to create an advantage with respect to this extended task, that perhaps something you find here is intuitive or pings on someone's expertise in some way. So we spend 2, create an advantage, and reduce the difficulty for this task in toto.
Yes.
A potential other use of momentum in addition to obtaining strength.
So what I'm going to do with that in mind is I'm going to call over to one of the survivors that's been watching. Is there anyone... I'll just look at someone that looks...
The Vulcan.
Come over here, real quick, if
By
you
the
could.
way, if you remember, the Vulcan had gotten a little rough with you the last time you discussed anything.
That's right.
He walks over to you. You can see that he is quite thin. Does not seem to have slowed him down on how powerful he is from your memory or recollection. He approaches you kind of cautiously and says, What? What do you want?
I just need you to take a look at this. And I'm going to spend 2 momentum to have his expertise kind of come into play to see if he can give me any more, if that's okay with everyone.
Absolutely.
He looks at this output and just says, These power output settings are not consistent with the Borg regeneration cycle.
Exactly.
This has been deliberately done. This is consistent with... Let me show you. And he goes over to the alcove and says, Give me your tricorder. And Singh, without missing a beat, hands him the tricorder. And he starts scanning the alcove and says, Are you detecting... Are you seeing this? And he holds up the tricorder. You see, with your obtained information, small levels of theta radiation are being fed into the energy output devices here. Theta radiation being one of the most lethal forms. It's being dosed, which means it has to have been installed specifically. These alcoves are not capable of having, like, it. There's no doubt now that this was deliberately done.
With my readings, are these alcoves actively emitting theta radiation?
Yes.
It's right now.
Yes.
Great.
But the levels are so minute
Yeah.
that your tricorder was not picking them up on a like a cursory scan.
Right. All right, everybody except for Chief Singh, we need to back up right now.
Everyone immediately following your orders. Chief Singh goes, I'm glad I wore the suit.
I know.
The levels of radiation are small enough that you will have to be inoculated.
Yeah.
But it's not dangerous. No. However, plugging into the alcove, that's doing the trick.
Right.
How it's intermixing with the plasma conduits inside this alcove is literally causing poisoned milk.
Yeah.
For the Borg survivors. And what you're starting to get an idea of right now, Tech, is that because of the volatile, destructive nature of theta radiation, that's probably what just intermittently shut down every single one of these alcoves.
Gotcha. Chief Tech to Dr. McCrell.
Yes.
Doctor, I know that you're busy, but maybe one of your staff could work on an inoculation for us. we've got a small amount of theta radiation coming from the alcoves, and we need some protection to keep working.
Yes, I'll get right on that. Are you saying that our patients are being poisoned with radiation?
I would add that into your medical scans, Doctor.
That's what I will do. Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
As quick as you can. Tech out.
Yay. Just because I talk slow doesn't mean I'm not working fast.
I know.
Okay.
So we'll wait for the...
Well, now what we're gonna do is while you're doing that, because that's all its own thing. So now, you'll still be able to work.
Cool.
Like you'll
be fine.
You're kind of committed at this point.
Yeah.
Like whatever exposure you've had. It is true that staying exposed to radiation is not necessarily a good thing, but the levels are low enough that you could probably continue your work.
I'm just preventative.
It's
Who knows what could happen? We don't.
Yeah.
No unnecessary exposure.
You're right.
So you have your. Let's go ahead and do the first roll of the extended task.
So
as you begin your work.
The lead, who's taking over this task, which is me, makes a roll against the task using the GM assigned disciplines, and the assistants make a single D20 roll.
Correct. Okay, so the assigned disciplines, of course, is control engineering.
Yes.
The work track is 12,
right.
Which means you need to fill up that work track to start getting breakthroughs.
Yes.
You get breakthroughs if you roll 5 or more successes after resistance.
Mm-hmm. And then right now the resistance is 2. So any successes that I roll, we would have to subtract 2 from for the resistance. It's
Unless
like armor.
you burned momentum to get the piercing effect and ignored resistance.
Right.
Yeah.
And
did we get that advantage?
Oh, from
using
momentum
that, paying that 2 momentum to get advantage.
Difficulty 2.
Yeah, then it would be a difficulty 2 task for this first
task.
roll. Yeah.
Great. Okay.
It's not permanently reduced. It'll give you an advantage for this first roll.
Yeah. That's great because we just need to get started.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a good start.
Yeah. I'll be using that, and then of course using the tricorder or the kit or the different tech to give that bonus.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to use cautious engineering.
Okay.
To add 1 to the pool. So I've got 3 dice right now, and then my assistants will be rolling 1.
1 die. All right. Ooh, I didn't roll so good.
I did.
Sweet.
So I have What will this count towards a crit? Because I have a focus in transporters and replicators.
This would not be
okay.
Yeah.
So I have 3 successes.
Okay, that's enough.
And then I would like to spend a momentum to add piercing to it.
Okay. So that'll get rid of the resistance of 2.
No, because he got 1 and I was using that 1.
Got it.
Yeah. So we're still at 3.
Still at 3. And so that is 3 on the...
So you hit the difficulty. You got past the resistance. So now you're going to roll 2 challenge dice plus 1 per success you rolled over difficulty 3, which is 0. So you're just going to roll...
Because it was 2, wasn't it?
Because you reduced it to 2 this time. So you get 3 dice, 3 challenge dice.
Okay.
So go ahead and make your
roll.
roll.
And then these are special D6s that have both the Starfleet symbol, 1 starburst and 2 starbursts, and then blank. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what the effects or anything are. So there's 2 1 starbursts.
Okay, cool. So then you've worked basically...
Remember, you can always reroll for 1 momentum if you'd like.
That's true.
Selectively. Just the ones that come out blank.
Let's do it.
Why not?
Okay.
1 momentum.
1 momentum
So,
spent.
just so you know, effects do not affect the work track at all. Yeah. So, but they do count for whatever it is. So, like, Starfleet symbol is 1, Starburst 2 means 2, obviously. So, how many did you roll total?
3.
3?
No.
3 dice, sorry.
3 dice total, but 1 was blank, which I'm re-rolling right now.
Okay, cool.
From a momentum
go ahead and
spent.
roll that then.
Also
and
blank.
it's blank.
No.
So that's 2.
So you knock down 2 on the work track.
Great.
The moment you guys start to get to work, about 15 minutes pass after this first increment of this extended task, when Singh looks up at you and goes, "This is going to take a while, Chief. We should probably have some envirosuits beamed down to limit the exposure."
We have our medical staff working on inoculation. We don't have time to get everybody suited up. We need to keep moving fast.
Well, then you should take my suit. You're head of the project. He immediately removes it and hands it to you and says, "This will just take a moment."
All right. And I'll get in it.
All right. He takes the suit off and hands it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And exchanges the suit with you. All right. Back up on the USS Ross. The captain and Ambassador Majanil have been on the bridge with Lieutenant Vren, listening to everything that has been happening down at the planet for the past hour. And it has been some drama unfolding down there. Periodic check-ins, also XCO.
I've been.
Yeah. You now know.
Oh, the drama! Boo, 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 boo.
Prawl, you are now both aware of what Prawl and the cat are up to. You guys are essentially, at this point, apprised of the situation.
I am also very much apprised of my captain's stress right now.
Another thing to that effect.
Would you like me on the thing right now?
Right.
No, okay,
Orwell.
real quick.
Orwell's on the bridge.
Has been hanging out with the captain, and
Oh.
so
They did take a liking to you.
From the beginning we know that, but
Yes.
as I got a little more, Orwell has been wrapping around Sol's leg, and if someone gets too close, he gets a little.
But I know exactly who can get past Orwell.
What?
I know exactly who can get past Orwell. And Olin looks down at Patience, who has been sitting at ease at their feet, and then just in Japanese says to them, and Patience gets up, goes over to the captain, sits next to them, and puts their head on their leg.
You're like Dr. Doolittle.
Animals are cuddling the captain.
Space druid.
Space druid.
Roll for cuddles.
It's one.
No, I snuck a few in there.
That's two.
But they were small, baby little
What's that?
storks.
I don't know what Orwell thinks of me.
Yeah.
We have not had this encounter yet.
We have not yet rolled for
We will see.
Orwell.
Get bite me,
And
so
then,
oh well.
and then Olin just lets Patience do their job, and then sort of sits back, and as of now they've not been called on to do anything, so they're just going to be here at the ready if anything needs to be done.
Sitting in the chair next to the captain, you're just keeping an eye on them.
Yep.
There's a few chirping noises coming from the helm when Vren leans over to Ensign. Help me pronounce this again. Messier. Ensign Lucien Messier, and just whispers, "Are you detecting this too?" And Messier, they just nod back to Vren. About that point, Vren swivels in the chair and says, "Captain, I'm detecting warp signatures near the planet. There's a ship out there."
Were they cloaked?
Difficult to say. My guess is whoever they are, they're doing the whole hide at the pole trick.
Why should they have to if they're cloaked? We wouldn't be able to see them.
Maybe they're not cloaked.
How far out of our orbit would we have to adjust course to take a bit of a look?
I could bring us there in about 30 seconds, Captain.
Without spooking them?
He seems to hesitate and says, "Honestly, Captain, I don't know. My honest assessment is the Ross she's a big girl. They'll see her coming."
Messier, take a look. See if you can push through sensor interference.
Hi, Captain. And I'm going to go ahead and make a roll.
Yep. Quite so.
I love it when Oxcrew shows up.
Wow. So that's 2 2s.
Yeah.
We need the. Is it crit crits?
And that's a
I'm
go
using-
from Ross as well.
Okay, great.
What was the difference?
The ensign says, "Captain, I think I may have created enough interference with the sensors that we can at least get close before we're detected."
Perfect. Bren, alter course.
Here we come. Vren presses a couple of buttons, and you watch the planet begin to move on the view screen. And he says, "Maximum magnification." He zooms in. At first, you don't see anything. But then you realize, against the backdrop of space, something is out there. Vren spots it too, and he says, "Changing spectrums." And you see the overlay on the screen just goes, zzz, and immediately there is a ship that is clearly not Klingon. It looks like some kind of freighter ship that is in orbit near the pole. It's running on very low power. And within seconds, the ensign says, "Captain, they've got some kind of dampening field around their cargo hold. I actually can't get a scan on the inside of their ship."
Good to know.
How long until we're in tractor beam range?
5 seconds, Captain. Friend says.
Good. Wait till we get in range, then raise them on hails.
Captain, they're running. You hear the chirping sound.
Get them.
Going full. The Ross begins to immediately accelerate through the atmosphere, and a little bit of her underbelly, you can see, if this was the show, would light up as Vren literally skims across the stratosphere of the planet, keeping low to sort of like take advantage of these interference caused by coming through this low to the atmosphere. The ship turns immediately and begins to go full impulse, and the Ross takes after her. There is now a chase on.
You felt an inflection from edgy to hunt.
Adrenaline
They're
rush.
definitely calm now.
The moment that Olin picks that up, they kind of just give a small snap, and Patience comes back to heal.
Okay. So the USS Ross closes very quickly. She is a big ship. It's taking her a little bit longer to accelerate, but the truth of the matter is she has those engines. 2 warp cores! She's catching up on this vessel pretty quick. And you hear Vren muttering to himself, "You better not go to warp, you son of a bitch." I'm just kind of like... And he's...
Tactical, ready on that tractor beam.
The USS Ross is closing in. He says, "We're in range, Captain."
All right.
You see this tractor beam activates. Let's roll for the Ross, shall we? It is a scale 3 ship.
So much fun.
And this is a strength 5 tractor beam.
This is not going to go well for a scale 3 ship. Scale 3 versus scale 6, not looking too good. It's the reason why
I believe in our baby.
there's a reason why a lot of ships who went up against the Enterprise D were like, no thanks.
Yeah. Right. What do you think?
Big ship.
Do you have the tractor beam roll
Stats?
on you? Because it does work slightly differently than normal.
Does it?
Well, because it's a catch. It's
Oh,
not
that's
a
right.
damage.
I can look at this up real quick. So just be right with you here. Internal systems,
Starship weapons.
transporter rooms.
In general.
I'm busy healing people. I can't watch this.
We have it on the view
The
screen.
large
Yeah, I'm
sage
just
inside
like-
of you is just going.
I know, like,
Plus, you're healing people.
I know.
Saving lives.
Damn,
what a
saving
bummer.
lives.
Drinking tea, saving lives. Typical Tuesday.
This is going to be a lookup. I can't see it here on my cheat sheet, so let me just look it up real fast. But this is a good thing to know. So talk amongst yourselves. Rave is like, damn, okay.
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do this.
So essentially, can you talk me through what this roll is going to look like while he's looking it up?
In fact, I can't because tractor beams work differently than traditional
they-
ship weapons
they
because
don't-
I'm not aiming to do damage.
Right.
But the strength of it, I believe, influences scale of
Oh, I
what
see.
I can catch.
Okay.
with it. So a strength 5 tractor beam could conceivably get quite a big boy, which makes Azuri's soul very happy.
And the strength determines how many of the success dice that you roll?
Again, we'll see.
Oh.
Look at so mad that
Because we were a very small
know, right?
ship with a fairly weak tractor beam,
Right.
when I was a tactical officer,
Right.
and I have never served on a ship quite so large. I also
It's
such.
true.
Also,
It's true.
I stand alone.
Right.
Well, this is easily the largest.
Will
The
this
valleys.
roll, depending on the difficulty and whatnot, also help towards momentum? Or does Ross not
We aren't
generate momentum?
fighting ship.
Okay. The tactical officer engages a tractor beam at a nearby object or vessel. This requires a control plus security task assisted by the ship's security and structure. Oh boy. That's not going to go well for this guy. The difficulty is 2 and can only be directed at a target within close range, which you now are. If successful, the target is immobilized and cannot move unless break free, unless using shield modulators, the raw power of their engines, or disabling the tractor beam.
Right,
motor.
unless this freighter somehow is a Q ship of some sort.
All right. So
I
I'm
was
going to
curious,
roll.
will this generate momentum for us if we go over difficulty
Yes.
2? Okay, perfect.
Yep, so difficulty 2, so this is control security task. So we're going to roll for our... Oh, I have actually stats for our security officer. Ooh, where are they? What did I do with them? Oh, because I went digging into the cheat sheet. That's why. Here we go.
May I assist from Presence Command?
Yes, absolutely, because that's kind of what the captain does.
And I can
So,
We're using Ross for this, I assume?
Yeah, the Ross is assisting with structure plus security.
Mm-hmm. And just one?
Because it's, just one. All right, it's difficulties 2. Make it a roll. Oh.
That's a go from Sol.
Not for Ross.
Okay, it's a success with a complication.
Okay.
So 2 successes.
2 successes.
No momentum.
On my ship.
All right, so the tractor beam immediately activates, and security, Ross grabs him. The moment Ross grabs him, the Ross begins to rumble. The bridge begins to shake a little bit. And Vryn goes, "That's not good. Well, that's not supposed to happen."
Engineering report. What's going on?
A few seconds later, you hear the frantic voice of an Andorian woman saying, looks like he's using some kind of reverse impulse beam on our tractor beam. I don't think he's going to be able to break free with this, but it might burn out our tractor beam sensors, or our tractor beam emitters, Captain.
All right, can you remodulate to shield them?
Working on it.
Good.
And at that point, Vryn just says he's trying to get away. He's trying to pull us along, Captain. I'm going to request permission to go full reverse.
Granted.
I'm not the only one that can give you turbulence, you son of a... He immediately begins to go full reverse. The Ross literally, her sheer size, dragging this other ship that's only about 6 kilometers ahead of the main saucer, back across the atmosphere.
Use the grab well.
This is so fun.
This isn't my first tractor beam.
Vryn,
This is mine.
you're actually starting to get an idea. Vryn isn't just dragging this ship backwards in full reverse. Vryn is also trying to navigate the fact that the magnetic pull of the planet is actually causing a slingshot effect.
There it is.
And he's using it to sort of guide the ship around.
Good boy.
Our pilot's so awesome.
A good boy.
Meanwhile, in Sickbay, as this is happening,
So I obviously felt that rumble too.
we're not there yet,
Oh.
but that's about to happen, yes.
In fact, what you would have noticed is we're at red alert.
Oh, yes, we are at red alert. That's right.
And fire.
That's right. We activated a tractor beam. Shields are up. We're at red alert. You've got this patient on your bed. You're
Yes.
trying to save him.
Now that I know that the radiation, I'm assuming my scans would have picked up the radiation.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that piece of information become an advantage for this roll.
Excellent.
So you've got the appropriate hyposprays.
Yes.
Drazoline, I think they called it, or Dorzoline. They
Yes.
came up with a really cool name for it. But you basically have the inoculation devices to spray, to do the hypospray and try to stabilize them.
Stabilize the
So-
radiation.
You're in the medical facility.
Yes.
So you're actually going to get an assist from Ross on this, which is another reason why you brought him back here in the first place.
Yes.
You are going to get an assist from Ox Crew as well,
Ooh, yes.
because you got a nurse.
I do. Who's my
And
nurse?
you're going to make me pull a name?
Sorry.
No, you should make me pull a name.
Yes, please.
I want to know what our Ox Crew is doing.
Shamira, isn't that? We have a nurse, Shamira.
Say that slowly, please.
Shamira, I believe. I should
Shamira?
double check very quickly.
Like the mythical beast?
That sounds right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Is it Chimera then?
Shamira?
No, it was an SH.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Nurse Shamira.
This is important. I want to know who Ox Crew is helping here.
Me too.
Which Ox Crew is helping? So, Chimera?
I like it. Nurse Shamira.
I believe so.
Nurse Shamira.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we have a big old crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do.
So if it's a different person, guess what? We've instantiated a crew member.
Yeah.
There's also that name if you want it. They're a nurse.
Let's go with the first name that we have called out and keep it
Yes.
moving.
Nurse Shamira.
Keep that on the bookmark
Yeah,
if you could,
for
please. So, yes, your nurse is going to go ahead and give an assist here.
Thank you.
All right, so go ahead and make a roll. The difficulty of this is going to be 4.
All right, I will take momentum.
You're also reducing this by 1 because of the medical equipment that you were using. So this is going to drop to 3.
3. Yes.
Nurse
And
Chimera is approaching and giving you all of the sprays that you need in order
yes.
because it's quite the cocktail. Fighting all the infection, inoculating for theta radiation.
And I'm assuming I'm using control medicine.
Yes.
When attempting control medicine test to heal injury, reduce difficulty by 1. I have healing hands.
So then now, okay,
And so
great.
it's down
Yes,
to
this
2.
is an injury, so
And I have a focus on infectious diseases.
this would also constitute an infectious disease because
Great.
his body is peppered with
Yep.
infection.
So I will
so
use that
2.
focus. So difficulty 2.
Uh-huh.
I used a momentum, Gina,
And-
just so you're aware.
Okay.
Your nurse just rolled a crit,
Woo!
so succeed.
Did confirm Shamira, by the way.
Shamira?
Human.
We have a crit over here.
I
Yeah,
have. Wait. I have, what is
those
this?
three
It's a
crits?
four.
And what's Ross
I have
rolling
2
on this?
crits.
Computer's medicine.
Computer's medicine.
One,
correct, yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5 successes from me.
Crit from Ross.
Crit from Ross.
7
6, 7,
successes.
8,
9 successes.
Is that
You
a
are
record?
so healed.
It is tied for stream punks all the time and very decidedly clear skies all the time.
Yeah.
Can I just
Damn.
Can I
Oh, no,
just
there
say
was
that
one
we
10.
just
That's right, there was one.
completely healed him and sent him back down? Be like, who's next?
The Borgian plants disintegrate.
Yeah.
Um,
He
just
rises with sunlight.
Advantages, like whatever
it's a
we
tense moment because you're essentially not only are you using the dermal regenerators, but you're also pumping this Klingon full of hypospray as well as inoculating him. You're doing this all because you see his vitals are dipping. Your nurse is going over there, just handing you hypospray after hypospray after hypospray. After you insert the last hypospray, your hands play deftly across the LCARs in front of you as you watch the life sign begin to stabilize, and the infection, right before your very eyes, begins to slowly crust and begin to break away from the edges as the immediacy of the medicine taking effect is visible right in front of you. And you see a healthier color, actually a healthier color than this Klingon has probably had since becoming assimilated, begin to slightly restore to the skin.
Because he was one that was pale, that never changed
Right.
back, yes.
And
Good.
your nurse just goes, he's stabilizing.
Yeah, of course he is. Yes, we did this.
We did this.
Yes. Well, at least we know. Let's save the concoctions that we've to bring back down.
The sickbay goes rumbles, and the rumble causes the Klingon on the sickbay bed just to go. And I'm pulling that complication now.
Ooh.
It was rolled on the bridge. You see the Klingon's eyes shoot open, and he goes, and he reaches down and just rips up the medical bed that's like holding him down.
I'd like to stop him.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you would. So we're gonna pause that scene there because back down on the planet, Exio is currently standing in front of Prawl and Lacat, and you're standing inside the hovel, and Lacat is literally
Going
showing
to get
you.
this message immediately.
Prawl-
This is very much a lot of evidence I would like to have against everyone.
Prawl just says, "With your permission, Commander, he's a kilometer that way. We can probably catch him if we start running."
Go catch him. I will deal with this.
And he's running, so we're gonna run.
Then you better run fast.
Yes, Commander. You with me on this?
Absolutely.
You know how to use that, right? He looks down at the phaser.
I know how to use it. Let's go.
As you guys leave,
Block that flirt.
as he steps out, he stops you for a second and says, "Lacat, just real quick. This is a Klingon. They use disruptors. They do not shoot to stun. He will try to kill you if he's who we think he is. So just be aware, okay?"
I appreciate the heads up. Let's go.
All right.
Would expect no less. This would be no fun if there was no real danger, right? Anyway.
Wow, that's a
Yes.
peek behind the curtain, isn't it?
Okay, Captain.
And the two of you-
Yes, but
stops for a second,
Exio
is
clocks that Prawl needs to stop babying the...
it's fine. I'm a science officer, okay?
Yes, and you also went through training. Thank you very much.
Fair.
You are a fully trained officer of Starfleet. Thank you very much.
Thanks for
continue.
believing me,
Or-
Mom.
You know what? Never mind.
It's fine. Run.
Yes.
Y'all are running.
Yeah, we're running.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm just imagining.
What are you doing,
me
Exio?
I just like to imagine me walking through this windy place without any movement in me. Just completely
Yeah.
stationary.
Is your hair blowing?
Absolutely not. Why would I
It
waste
doesn't
the time?
interact with the environment at all.
What a waste of energy.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I would like to open that message.
All right. So this is going to be, you're literally hacking a computer here.
Yes.
So go ahead and break in. This is
Of
going to be
course.
control. This is going to be a control engineering check, and
Okay.
the difficulty is 3.
Control engineering. Okay.
You can always.
Toe pick.
May I call in an assistant?
Sure. Do you want to call in?
There is a civilian on board who I recently read their file, and they signed up for counseling, not with me, but of course I check everyone to sign them properly. And there is currently I need someone to help me with this particular technology. I've never broken into a Klingon's computer program before, and so I would like to do that.
Okay.
So there's a civilian on board, Antoine Meladon.
All right. And Antoine. Antoine Meladin.
Meladin, yes.
Yeah. Human
Yes.
ex-Borg civilian xenotechno-archaeologist.
Yes.
You chirp up, and meanwhile, up in the Ross,
They should have
Antoine.
been contacted a while ago, but why not?
Antoine, listen. Why don't we say this? Why don't we say Antoine was told to be on standby because being the fact that Antoine
Yes.
was aware that there was Borg technology on this planet. I'm sure that the personnel file was like, "Hey, we might need you for this."
Flag.
Yeah. Up on this ship, he looks up and just goes, "Yes, Commander."
Hello. I am attempting to break into a computer, and we need the information, and you might also be helpful with what's written in here. As you know, I'm sure there's much going on up there, but if I could get your assistance, I'm going to tap into their system, and any guidance you might have, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yes, I'm certain I can help.
I'm certain you can as well.
Yes, Commander. We're breaking into a system.
Yes.
And
I'm going to system tap, and then I'm going to send them to you, so that you understand what we're looking at.
Okay. Yes, I can help you with that.
Great. System
Great.
tap.
He gets a display and he goes,
Yes.
"Wow. Yes, that'll do. Okay. It looks like a standard messaging server. This doesn't look like it's encrypted. It looks like it's just locked out. This is just a password break.
Wonderful. Let's do that.
Okay. That's me. Okay. I'll do that. Yes,
And
Commander.
me.
And
I would like to use my focus of
Assist.
system tap, and
All right.
also I would like to use my my talent of advisor. I'm commanding
Okay.
him to help me.
Okay. So he's making a control computers check.
Okay. What am I using?
He can
Same
assist.
thing?
He can use the
Control
ship. So
engineer.
Sally. Ross can help here.
All right.
Ross can help.
Computer security.
Yep.
That sounds right.
Right. And they may re-roll a d20 if it goes awry.
Oh,
because
okay,
of my
perfect.
advisor.
All right. So the difficulty of this is going to be security 3.
We're pretty full on momentum if you
I would
want
like to use a momentum. You
Sure.
have to use a momentum.
Right.
I'm using a momentum.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we have plenty.
Because I'm assisting, right?
Yep. I rolled a natural 20, so I'm gonna pull that.
Yeah,
But
Reroll from advisor.
that's right.
oh, that's right. Rerolling it.
Let's try.
17.
Is that a success?
No. But how many did you get?
None.
None. Got 2 here.
No joy from Ross.
Wow.
He looks at this and just goes, "I'm sorry, Commander. I'm actually not good at breaking into Klingon systems.
Is there a way that you can pull the file without having to decode it yet?
Well, actually,
Can you
yeah.
pull the system?
Yeah, I can tell you exactly how to do that.
Right. Walk me through it.
Okay, so you're gonna open
With your words.
right. So you're gonna. Is there a panel, like a door underneath the? There's always a like a maintenance panel underneath one of these.
High or low?
Low. Sorry, it's right underneath. You'll see it a lip. As you drop down, you do see sort of like the indentation of what looks like a
Great.
maintenance panel. He says, "Just pull that open." Okay. So you're gonna see a couple of chips in there. They look like isolinear chips. I'm gonna guide you through this.
Okay.
So, and then he goes into the tech speak of like guiding you through, but essentially, he has you pull the power source and just rip out the mainframe.
Excellent.
And as he holds it in front of you, he says, "Now, just beam that up to us, and we can do whatever you want with it." Really?
Is it sing? Sing there?
You hear, "Yes, Commander," shouting.
Are you at teleporters right now?
No, I'm at alcoves right now.
Ah, forgive me. Teleporters.
Teleporters.
Who's on duty?
You probably. I assume that there's an error an auto error that's popped for trying to contact transporters. when
Yeah.
So
shields
now
are
I
up.
know that there is.
Because
Shields are up.
Right, exactly. I haven't been able to.
So, yeah, essentially,
Yes.
you end up getting in touch with Shia Lin, who is a crewman 3rd class Bajoran operations officer, currently manning the transporter pad. The moment you hear it, This is Transporter Room 2.
Hello, Transporter Room 2. Are we at Red Alert?
Commander Exio, yes, we're actually shields up. I think we're dragging a ship across space right now.
Fascinating. Okay. Well, when you are done dealing with that, I have something for you to transport up.
Oh, yes, Commander. Right away.
Wonderful.
Stand by. Locking onto your position. Oh, I see.
Yes.
Locking
Small
in.
package delivered.
Okay, Commander, I've got it.
Wonderful. Please make sure that gets to Antoine. I believe that they are.
They can't beam it until shields.
Well,
shields
then
are up.
I'll just stand here.
You literally stand there with a stillness that no organic being could match. Just like a frozen program as you hold this thing. And
Peace fruit.
our transporter chief, crewman 3rd class, Shia Lin, is standing there just going,
How's your day?
it's been a little bumpy, but it's been good.
Sure.
It's been a decent shift so far.
Wonderful. You're doing very well.
Thank you, Commander.
Thank you for answering so promptly.
Oh, you're welcome. Chief Tech called Chief Singh down, so I took over.
Right. Yes, I did communicate with them first, but I believe they're quite busy.
You know, actually, since I've got you,
Yes.
I was wondering if I could schedule a counseling appointment with you sometime this week.
Sure. I have a free time. Let's see. Well, it depends on how today goes. I have. Oh.
She just shakes. I'm sorry. You have today free?
Yes, about 1,100 hours from now, depending on how the rest of this day goes.
Okay. I think that's. I'll have to double check. No. I'm sorry. I'm working an extended shift tonight.
That's fine. You know what? I'll just send over my schedule, and you can just drop by whenever you want. My door is always open.
Great. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I've been meaning to reach out for a few days now. Just but it's been real busy ever since we arrived at this colony.
No, of course, and I know we've all been quite worked up. It's been a very long shifts, and everyone has been doing their part. There's been a few hiccups and strange. I understand.
Cut to the bridge. And Vren goes, "He's not going anywhere, Captain. I've got him."
All right, good. See if we can raise comms for now.
Hailing frequencies open.
We got him
You're on, Captain.
on screen.
You see on screen a masked individual wearing some kind of helmet that has that gloss effect right on the front, masking the face. Decked out in what looks like full black leathers. And you hear voice modulation immediately. He says, "Release me now. You have no authority here, Federation."
Oh. Don't I know? I'm investigating a distress call. I need to be very comprehensive. Make sure you weren't the cause of the distress. I'm sure once you send me over your ship's information, I'll be more than happy to apologize and release you.
I am under no obligation to send you anything. I, too, was answering a distress call.
And so when I talk to the warden, he'll confirm that.
The warden? Yes, the warden will confirm that. Now release me.
Good. Stand by.
You send off the communicator.
The hold is not available for scanning. What of the life forms, Messier?
I can't break through the scans, Captain. Looks like there's a big enough dampening field that our sensors can't penetrate. Vren swivels in his chair and looks at you and says, "Only smugglers and criminals carry that kind of tech, Captain. This person's definitely hiding something."
Good catch, Lieutenant. Well then, what do you think we should do?
Away team, let's go over there and bust him.
Yeah! Do you think that's a good idea while we have so many of our best staff on the planet?
I don't. You hear as the yeoman pipe up and says, "Captain, I'm sorry. Just to be clear, he actually will have legal grounds if we don't play our cards right. We don't know who this person is.
We don't.
So maybe an away team is not the best idea." It kind of leans in and looks at Ren as she says that, and he just goes, right, okay, yeah, okay, so we can't bust. Hey, wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. Dampening fields around the ship preventing sensors? We have probable cause to hold him for contraband. That's illegal tech in Klingon space.
I look to the yeoman.
The yeoman says, technically that's true, but we're a Federation starship. Under the Kittimer Accords, however, we could do something, right? And the yeoman goes, it is stretching it, Captain, but Vren actually might have a point.
And there's, of course, the fact that we are allied and therefore are expected to engage in patrolling against all piracy and smuggling in open space and in allies' space.
It's also worth noting that this particular ship has refused to identify themselves.
And I'll just be completely honest, they're dirty and I want to.
Asmi just kind of, you see the Bajorian, she smiles and she says, I'm going to do my research then, Captain.
Alright.
She pulls up a data pad.
We'll hold them, right? And I look back to Tactical. How hard am I sweating?
Tactical just nods and Vryn says, so we're going over there? Do we get to go on a waiting mission, Captain?
We're going to wait for Yeoman Asmi.
Okay. He swivels back in his chair and says, we're going to wait for the yeoman.
The longer we wait, the more likely we might get some of our security staff back up here as well.
Right.
And the longer they wait, the more nervous they get.
Are they nervous?
I can't tell from here. They're not close enough.
Captain Jaxia,
Yes, Captain.
what's your status right now?
I'm currently holding. I understand that your shields are up. How's it going?
We're at a bit of a standstill, but we might have a boarding party in our future.
Interesting.
Yes, there was some freighter smuggler, most likely, hiding at the poles. You said that you had a runner on the planet.
Yes, Commander Prawl and Lieutenant Lacat are on it.
Good.
On foot.
One would assume he might be trying to beam up, or they were trying to beam down for this ship. Yes.
Very possible.
Let them know? And I'll see if we can send some people in a shuttle to meet him.
Wonderful, Captain.
Thank you.
I'll go do that. I want to just pull something to the exact height of my hands and leave it there.
Okay.
And then run.
You literally just kind of grab like this metal, essentially this big metal slab and just screeching noise. You pull it over across the floor, shaking some of the dust off the surface, and you just slight elevation change. It's not going to be enough to affect a transporter lock. You just kind of set it down and then bolt out of the room.
And
what are you doing?
calling them.
Who are you calling?
Lacat and Prawl.
Okay, you hear Commander Prawl answer. Yes, Commander.
I'm on your tail. New information from the captain. There is a ship in orbit that they have attached to our tractor beam. However, there may be a possible escape pod or ship, or they may be sending a ship down, or they might be beaming him up. Either way, the captain, I believe, is sending a decoy.
Sounds good, Commander.
Great.
Cut to you, the two of you are like running at full.
I can't use a tricorder while I'm running, right?
You can, but it's at increased difficulty.
Okay, great. Because I would like to just basically see if he's like hailing a transporter or something.
No, so at this point, just for good dramatics.
Yeah, great. We'll
do this.
throw it at me,
Just
buddy.
for funsies.
Okay.
So we don't get lost in like ranges and whatnot. At this point in the narrative, I think it makes sense. It's been about 7 or 8 minutes, which is long enough for you guys at a full sprint to clear a kilometer. Be a little winded, but clear a kilometer. You come dashing out, and you see up ahead, as the two of you are running, you see what looks like a shuttle that has it looks like it has landed. It's about, I would say about 60 meters in front of you, as you and Prawl begin to slow down, and he waves his hand and bring to slow down, stop.
Yep,
kind of like
I stop.
the two of you stop, and you just, and you can hear voices up ahead.
Oh boy. Okay, so what does our cover situation look like getting to them?
Lots of vegetation. So cover here is not bad.
Okay, great.
Nothing will protect you, but certainly obscure you.
Okay, great.
So if you want to make ye old stealth check, we can
You're
totally.
checking for traps. You're doing stealth checks.
Are you a rogue?
So this is going to be. I'm going to say this is going to be a daring security check.
None of us.
I know what this crew stats are.
All right, Prawl, I'm going to try and approach from the left. If you want to take the other
He nods to you.
Steering security. Okay, now hold on. Okay, so I got 2 successes, but because I'm suspicious by nature, when attempting to detect hitting enemies, traps, or other forms of danger, the character may re-roll a die. Do you think I can do that here?
Forms of danger.
Forms of danger.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
enemies.
Prawl has the focus ground tactics because he served in the Dominion War, and
Constantly watching as well.
that's correct. And he also has constantly watching. He is, and he has cautious security.
He's good at his
Because
job.
he.
3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes in
Yeah.
Prawl. Okay, so the 2 of you actually managed to get around, sneaking around the sides of this
Great.
perimeter. And the 2 of you, about the point where you can spot each other from across the way.
Can I
you
say I
both
had my phaser at the ready, or does that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Cool.
So the 2 of you kind of flank, spreading out. The wind is just, it's blowing so much that it's masking any noise you're making. It's just causing all the leaves to just rustle and roar and whip around you. It's hard to make out the voices, but as you clear some of this vegetation, the 2 of you spot each other from across the way of this clearing where the shuttle has touched down. You've never seen a shuttle like this. It looks like some kind of junker shuttle. There's a Klingon that looks very familiar standing there, who looks like he's having a very heated conversation with a Lethian.
Okay. So I can't hear it, but it
Or
does.
Lethian, yeah.
Does the tricorder have like any sort of like amplifying capabilities or even recording capabilities, so I can like re-listen to the sound clip later and maybe like enhance?
They are considered as keeping receipts, like old tricorder logs as a
Yeah.
concept or a thing.
I think that's doable, because I think I've actually seen that.
Okay, great.
But I'm going to increase the difficulty as you're essentially, jerry-rigging this thing
Amazing.
to do it.
Yeah, come at
So,
me, bro. Let's go.
We'll say difficulty is 3,
That's
and I'm not going to
fine.
give you the tricorder bonus on that, so it's a flat difficulty of 3.
Take a momentum.
And I'm going to
Flash
say
face.
this is going to be a control engineering check.
Okay, great. Control engineering.
But I tell you what,
Yes.
I will let you use your science focus.
Yay.
I'm going to GM the rules a little bit here because I see what you're trying to do as a science officer.
Yeah.
This is taking an engineering check, but I think it would be fine to give you a science focus on this. So anything you roll of your science are below 5 or lower
Great. Love it.
will count as a crit.
Oh, thank
Beautiful.
God. Okay.
Difficulty is 3.
Difficulty, that's 3 successes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
So as you're sitting here chirping on the tricorder, you like holding it up. Tech has taught you some pretty kooky things in the past couple of months. I mean, it's been a month and a half since you guys have been like journeying together, and he's taught you how to use
Oh,
these
yes, it
tricorders.
has.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the most recent experience, though. But you know what? Everything before that, it was great. I have a great relationship with tech.
You hear voices coming through the tricorder.
Okay.
And the voices you pick up is a Klingon going, "You told me that all I had to do was supply you with 3 bodies. I've given you half a colony. I can show you where they're buried. The tech is just laying there. Take it. What else do you need?" Lethian says, "There's a Federation starship in orbit. You have called down attention. I can't even guarantee if we're going to be able to escape. If their sensors capture our ship in orbit," and then you hear a chirping sound come through. And you hear, "Captain, Federation starship has detected us. They're closing in." The Lithian looks at the Klingon and says, "You fool.
Prawl, we got to keep them here.
Set your phasers to stun.
My phaser sounds done.
Theirs ain't gonna be. Just keep that in mind."
Can I shoot?
Yes.
Our first weapons fire, y'all.
It's an ambush.
Great.
So
What?
you were ambushed.
Oh, good.
You're on the correct
the
side
ambush.
of the bush.
Surprise attack.
I thought that was like a double ambush there for a second. I was like, no.
Really leaning into your rogue today.
You are suspicious.
You are totally leaning into the road.
Let's go.
Also worth noting, your phaser does have a couple qualities that might be relevant.
Yes,
including getting more than one boy at a time if you roll effects.
Oh, okay, great.
But that will require a minor action to activate, which comes at the opportunity cost of your aim, which is a reroll.
Might need your help here, but
Yep. So
But here's-
that's sort of the overview.
Here's the good news.
Okay.
Because normally aim in combat is definitely something you want to use a minor action on. Because you are getting the drop on these guys, you're going to get a full round action here. So I'm going to let you use your minor action to activate your abilities on your phaser, and then I'll let you aim.
yes. Cool.
Because of the range, I'm gonna set so the difficulty for firing a phaser at these guys would normally be 2. I'm gonna jump it up to 3.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Okay.
This is a straight up roll.
Take momentum for next
They
year,
don't-
guys.
Okay.
And Prawl is also.
So area is going to be the thing that affects more than 1. So it's just you declare a minor action for that.
Okay, great.
Prawl has a focus and hand phasers.
Specifics there.
Yeah, he does.
He's. I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
Commander Paul, do you want dibs on either one of them?
I'll take the Klingon if that's all right.
That is absolutely fine. You're running the show.
Okay. And what? I'm sorry. What are we rolling for?
It's going to be. This is daring. This is daring security.
Control security.
Oh, control security. That's right. Daring is
security.
just fine.
Yes. And then in that case,
Yeah, we believe in
3
this.
successes.
You're good for this.
16. I got 2 successes here.
So we got 2 momentum.
Good job, y'all. So your damage is going to be equal to your security rating.
Okay, great. That's a 4
Plus phaser damage, I believe.
plus phaser damage, which is
Going to be the number that's written
Phaser
next
type
to.
2
Oh, I have
is
cautious
4.
security. I'm going to burn a momentum to do a reroll.
I have
That's
phaser.
a
2.
phaser rifle, looks like. 4. Phaser type 2.
yeah, just
Okay.
phaser type 2.
3.
Is it cool that I burn a momentum for a reroll?
Yes.
So 7.
Yeah, it doesn't have.
I have cautious security.
Yeah, do it.
So I'm going to burn a
Yeah.
burn a
So we're
momentum.
We can do it.
Okay.
Any crit.
Sweet.
Yes.
So we're
Which
back
is
up.
all, which is because he was going to miss. He had rolled 2 successes here because he didn't buy an extra
Good work not
d20.
missing.
All right, so he's going to hit. So this is going to be okay. So the damage roll here.
Yeah.
So it's a type 2 phaser.
Area intense piercing.
2, 4, 6. Oh, this guy's going down. 8.
Yeah.
Plus the successes. So damage. This is personal combat. So damage to this.
That
Yeah.
sounds right to me. Your security is 3. Then it should be 1 more.
On successful attack,
3 plus.
the attacker rolls the challenge dice, which is equal to your security rating is bonus dice, and then you add your security rating as bonus dice. So 8 total for this guy. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Reroll all those blanks. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll. So I'm using 1 momentum to reroll my blanks. For
Can Prawl would like to do the same?
Yes, you may.
We're down to 4 now.
Okay.
Good. Okay, good. 1, 2.
Oh, shit. Literally every die rolled something for Prawl. It went from nothing to everything.
That's why he's running the
Two.
show.
Those are going to. I think area is
Just blow up the planet.
damage with the for each effect.
So Prawl literally rolled 5 effects.
Oh my
We'll
gosh.
call it. Did he
Okay.
also activate area or
Yeah, because he had
this
this.
or anything?
Yes, because he had the exact same setup as she did.
Good.
So here's what goes down because I've got.
That clears everybody.
That is that. So what ends up happening is a wide angle stun beam from both angles, essentially just blankets the front of that shuttle. There's a high pitch sound as these red beams, like the moment they leave the chamber, these beams leave the chamber, they literally flatten out and spread like just a field of energy. Both of these 2 clowns get caught. And you watch the Klingon has time to throw his head back and scream. The Lithian, however, just crumples. And both of them are stunned
Wonderful.
and down.
Wonderful.
And
I love it.
Prawl pulls the phaser up and looks at you and just goes, nice. That's where we have to pause for our break.
Woo!
8:05, we have 5 minutes over. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take our break.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, it looks like we're going to get some answers. Stay tuned. We're going to go live.
I look like a giant animal.
We're live, by the way.
Hello.
So mean.
I told everyone like 3 times and no one...
Yeah, not that
We're discussing
countdowns here.
No countdowns. We're just discussing potential of Orwell everywhere.
Hey, I made my
How
animal
Orwell
handling
works.
rolls.
Yes.
The good old-fashioned way, like a D&D player, like a cat and rogue.
Actually. Fair.
All right, Lynette.
What's happening?
up?
Let's go.
Yeah, so where we last left off, you had just phasered the crap out of these two jokers who were trying to get on board the shuttle. They were in the middle of an argument. One is a Lethian, from the looks of it, and the other one is the Klingon you were after. If you remember his name, Shrek.
She looks at Prawl. Ren is going to be so
Both of them have dropped to the ground, and Prawl has come out of the bushes walking towards them. And he is aiming at particularly he's aiming at the Lethian.
Yeah.
As he approaches.
They're next to a shuttle, right?
Yeah. So just to give you a quick, because I didn't get a chance to, because just didn't get a chance to do the descriptor before actions were taken. But a Lethian is essentially, as you're approaching, hairless, face has a lot of what looks like cartilagenic like ridges all across both the face and some bone structure, like some sharp bone structure across. They look like this. I'm going to give you the big description.
Wow.
Two very large fangs coming out the front, but their face, they look like deep red eyes. They almost look demonic, for a better way of describing it. This one is wearing what looks like dark black leathers wrapped all around him. He looks like a shady character from the moment you walk up on him. Like he's got all the trimmings of somebody who has
fashion sense.
Yeah.
We'll call it that.
Both of them are groaning and not moving, laying on the ground. And that point, Prawl just gets on the communicator and says, "Captain, this is Lieutenant Commander Prawl.
Report.
I've got both the Klingon and a Lethian in custody down here. It looks like there was a shuttle, possibly an escape attempt. Lacat and I seem to have stumbled upon what looks like a harvesting of some kind.
Harvesting of what?
Judging from the sound of it, looks like our Klingon friend here has been part of the problem with regards to the health of the people down here. And this Lethian, if we were to understand and appreciate what they just said to each other without knowing we were listening, it sounds to me like he was coming to steal the Borg tech off the bodies."
Captain, if I may.
Yes,
Lieutenant Prawl,
Yes, Ambassador.
under no circumstances allow that Lithian to awaken.
Understood.
They are incredibly dangerous telepaths, and they will not hesitate to rip your mind apart if you let them.
Prawl looks at you and says, "Understood, Ambassador. Thank you for that."
You're very welcome.
Keep them shut down. And please send me a list of who we still have up here, whom you, Commander, would most like to see in a boarding party. Thank you. We have ourselves probable cause.
I would say that's absolutely certain, sir. But we must also be aware of the Lethian over there as well. Any precautions we can take to shield our boarding party from his telepathic attacks would probably be advisable.
Are these kiddos armed in any way?
Yeah, so the Klingon has a disruptor on his thigh and a diktach
Great,
slid into a belt.
Both of those away from
Living the bodies.
The Lithian also... Lithian looks like a... Lithian has a... what looks like... it looks like some kind of small, handheld Polaron weapon.
Okay.
Which is extremely rare on the side of the quadrant. And you see the recognition on Prawl's face as he spots it, and he goes, "That is a Dominion firearm."
Would I know that?
Yes, I think on Cardassia, you would spot... It would look familiar to you, and when he says it, it's a confirmation.
Yeah.
You've seen him before.
We should get those away from them right now. So I would like to loot the bodies.
You can. They're incapacitated.
Great, but then I would like to loot the bodies, but then I would like to use my tricorder to monitor their vitals to see if they start coming back to conscious, because I want to keep this guy down. So so the idea there is just to monitor that, and the second that he starts showing any signs of coming to, shoot him.
Just so you know,
just
so you know, there's only so many times you can stun somebody with a phaser before it starts becoming lethal. So
okay, we'll just hit him on
Kirk karate chop kind of thing.
Yeah, the whapa!
Or take a pillow.
What's that?
No!
Cat.
Okay.
Pillow.
That is not how pillows are used in our community.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Forts.
so sorry.
Only
Pillow only for
And
forts. Only for forts and emotions. I'm so sorry. I'd like to monitor his vitals.
Okay. Go ahead and I would say, yeah, this would be a reason medicine check.
Great. A reason medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. What's my difficulty that I'm rolling?
Difficulty's 1.
Great. Ooh, that's 1 success.
So if you're using a tricorder, does it go down to 0 and we get 1 momentum?
I mean, it's not a medical tricorder, but I think it would still work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. 1 momentum then.
So,
Thank you, Rule Slayer.
Paul looks at you and says, we need to get these two beamed into a brig immediately.
I agree. Let's...
Get something communicate. Captain, request permission to beam these two directly to a brig on board the Ross.
I look to tactical. Can we drop shields long enough? We have a couple beams that are in queue.
We can drop shields, Captain.
Will the beam?
What's that?
Will the beam hold?
Beam will hold, Captain.
All right.
They're not going anywhere.
There we go. I will coordinate with transporters. What I would like to happen is a queue so that, given that there are a bunch of things that are going on, we spend the least amount of time shields down as possible. I'm not too worried about this freighter, but again, I haven't ruled out that it's a Q ship. I can't scan it, and I don't know if there are others.
When you say Q ship, what do you mean?
It looked like a civilian ship or freighter, but it is secretly a military vessel.
I see.
Or otherwise has that capability.
So, Lieutenant, by the way, at security post right now.
Yes.
Lieutenant Alejandra Vasquez.
Where?
So Lieutenant Vasquez is currently coordinating deactivating the shields. She brings the ship down to yellow alert, but deactivates the defense fields. So for right now, goes down to yellow alert. Let's see if I can futz with my buttons here.
There.
She's like
There we
gamma
are.
shift.
Yeah. Hold on, let me just try something real quick. Okay.
Changing all the lights.
That's for the techno archaeologists.
Hey, Antoine, what's up?
Okay, cool.
That was also you put in a request to beam as well.
I did.
Okay, so what ends up happening is over the course of the next few minutes, the shields drop enough where you are starting to do the beaming that is required to do. I won't have you guys roll. The ship in question either doesn't have the capacity or is smart enough not to try to open fire on the Ross.
Yes.
Because that probably wouldn't end too well.
I'd love to see them try. I wish they would.
These two are beamed directly into the brig. And what I need to have happen next is I need to find out where Chief Tech is at.
Oh, we're still at that work check.
So as you're pulling that up,
Yeah.
you come dashing out of the bushes just in time to see the transporter beams activating, and these two bodies just beaming up. And says, Commander.
Efficient as always. Wonderful. I've been caught up to speed, and I imagine my project has also just been beamed aboard.
We could search the shuttle. I'm sure there's something inside.
Excellent. Let's go.
We're looting.
Everyone loads up into the shuttle and starts looking around. Paul goes into his utility belt here, just pulls out, activates a light, starts looking around the inside of the shuttle. The shuttle looks like a mishmash of technologies. A lot of this, you're already kind of getting the pirate vibe as you're looking around. Like, there's just so much different tech in here.
Antoine! I want to send video up
Okay.
to Antoine
Okay,
so
so
he
you
can
just
start looking at the
connect
kind
to
of
the
tech
tricorder?
we are looking at.
Okay.
Is he taking any sort of closer look? Can I
Antoine.
assist him in something? Prawl?
Who, Paul?
Yeah.
Paul's literally just looking around right now.
Okay, great.
He's just kind of scanning around, looking at this place.
Do you have a thought, Lacat?
Yeah, I would like to take a closer look. Just, suspicious.
May I accompany you?
Absolutely.
Let's go. And just so you know, I have a specialist online.
Oh, perfect. Then maybe you want to take lead and I can assist.
I think you two should be doing this. I'm just the camcorder.
All right.
What?
What is an old Earth thing? Dr. Redgrave, she talks about them. Never mind.
I know what a camcorder is.
Do you?
Yeah. Weird. Haven't heard about one of those in a while, though.
Well,
Anyway.
my brain sort of works like one.
Weird.
Paul doesn't say anything. He's just smirking as he's listening to the two
And
of you.
I'm just looking at everything.
Okay.
I would like to see if there's any sort of identification on board.
So go ahead and make a search roll. I'm going to say this as you're kind of combing this. I'm going to let Prawl assist here.
Can
Antwar
Antwar be
I'm
the
sorry.
assist?
Hold on. What was that?
Can Antwar be the assist?
Antwar is good at helping you identify technologies.
Yeah.
But for searching first to like pick out things that might be relevant, he wouldn't be too much of an assist there. Finding it and then saying, "Hey, what's this?" That he
Got it.
Yeah.
Can I actually assist Prawl? Because I have a talent that would help
Yes,
with this.
absolutely. So
Great.
insight security.
Great.
Prawl is going to.
So
I'm going
when
to set the difficulty of this at 2. Prawl is going to ask if I can spend
Yep.
momentum to get a
You
third
may.
die.
Yeah, do it.
We allow. We're down to 4, Gina.
Okay.
So that's 3 successes.
Great.
What'd you get?
That is... Oh no successes.
Okay, that's fine.
So it was
All
difficulty.
succeeds
It
with
was
it.
difficulty.
But
Difficulty 2.
Oh.
I guess it's only when a character assists a superior, the superior gains a bonus momentum. I'm only assuming that's if I succeed and that's a success.
If it's a bonus momentum,
Yeah.
Well, it's okay.
So-
We got the momentum back. Take 5.
Praul's just kind of looking around. You see him pulling up some grates and whatnot. Shuffles a few. Like you see him pull out a Federation issue phaser rifle and goes, "Oh, you're not supposed to have that, buddy." And he sets that down.
And
Looks
then I
around.
grab it and pick it back up.
Yeah.
Confiscate for.
Pulls out a few other things. You see him pulling out these various weapons, like, and as he starts shifting through, you see him pull stuff aside, and he stops for a second and goes, "That's probably what we're looking for."
Any idea who it belongs to?
Oh, I got an idea. He leans forward and he pulls out a black
Share
box.
with the class.
So he pulls out a box. He slides it out from underneath what looks like a silk-looking like cloth. This purple silk cloth, and he brings it around. It looks like black lacquer. Has a lock. It looks like a data lock on it. It looks a lot higher quality than the other stuff in here. And there's a symbol on the front of it. And says, he gets on the chirp and says, "Captain,
Commander? What do you got?
I'm linking you into my tricorder. Can you see this?" And you see up on the main view screen the inside of the shuttlecraft. And as the view goes down, you see a black box. On the black box, you see this golden symbol. It's diamond-shaped, with what looks like a scimitar almost in the middle, with a green background. It's a symbol you've seen before because you spent a better part of your Starfleet career taking them down. It is the Orion Crime Syndicate.
Oh, snap.
And he says, "If you're looking for a reason to board that other ship, I think you just got it, Captain."
All right. Do you got that list for me, and did you put yourself on it?
"Yes, Captain, I did."
Good. You're in the next group to beam up. And then...
XEO's on that list too, Captain, if you don't mind.
Hello.
Commander.
If you need me to go a different way, they'd never see me coming.
I think you are going to be the one they will never find on their internal sensors.
Exactly my point.
Perfect. Yes, both of you.
So, we've actually reached a point at this moment in the story where you have literally arrested everybody that could be arrested.
The day is young!
Not with that attitude.
You have tractored the escape ship. They are not going anywhere. They are essentially in the hands of the authorities, as well as the conspirator and the Orion conspirator, the
Yes.
Lithian.
And telecommunications between the two.
Yes.
Good smoking phasers.
As it doesn't take more than just one trip beaming over to the other vessel to see the operation in. There's only one other crew member on board, and it was literally the pilot. Removing his helmet, as security does as he is stunned and dragged out of the front of the flight deck, he is also a Lethian. And you see inside paraphernalia, some of it is Borg. You do see, like, it looks like, it doesn't necessarily look like tech that could be used, but it looks like tech that is attached, like tech that's been pulled free, maybe saved or scrounged from somewhere. Probably doesn't have the expertise to use it. We have to pause because as this search is going and you're just going through this, you hear immediately a comm chiming through that there's a security alert in the sickbay.
It's fine.
So, two things are happening right now. No, three things. And it's all on this side of the table. So, we'll start with what's happening in sickbay.
Okay.
This Klingon Borg has awoken and torn off the front of the medicine bed. Now, the medicine bed's still intact, but he's freed himself. And he's swung out and stands to his full height. There is...
So I'm like this.
Yeah.
Hello.
There's a fury in his eyes, but you can see it's mostly like a cornered animal. Like, he doesn't know where he's at right now. He's reacting on pure fury. He is going to make a melee attack against you.
Great. With that, I would like to use my talent, which is cat-like reflexes. During the first round of combat, if you have not acted, I can take a minor action on another character's turn by spending 1 momentum.
You gonna fight? Okay.
I'm taking
Moving
a minor
out of
action.
range band is a minor action.
So, the good news is, though, I'm going to give you initiative here. He's going to see you coming. Or you're going to see him coming, rather.
Yes.
So...
I figured if he was going to do a melee attack,
He is, but...
my minor action would be to...
Just to sort of reinstate, because it's been a while since we've done this.
Yes.
But the way it works in melee combat in Star Trek Adventures is there's no real dodge. It's both are going to roll at the same time.
Right.
And from there, we're going to determine whoever wins that contest is who's going to hit who.
I also have a talent of quick reflexes, dexterity, and a focus in martial arts.
That will probably come in handy against an angry tactical drone that is now a Klingon again.
Yes.
So go ahead and make your roll. This is going to be a daring security check.
It's a cat fight.
Daring. Not a fitness?
No,
Shit. Are you sure?
pretty sure.
Alright, daring security. And, I can, and what's
Control security. So it's control. I'm sorry, it's control security. Oh no!
Well,
For the melee attack, this is a daring plus security roll, while range attack is control security. So they're in melee combat. It's daring plus security.
Difficulty 1.
That's correct. And so both of us are going to roll now.
oh, that's not very
It's,
fun.
never
I'm
as
taking another.
Yep.
Do it.
I'm going to spend a threat and buy a die.
You can spend more than. You can spend another 2 momentum for an additional die if you need it, or you can roll.
What do I do?
That's okay.
Hit.
How many successes did you
Please,
roll?
you hit.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
I did not get one. I'm not very daring.
You didn't get a success?
No, I'm
You
very
just got clocked.
fit.
Okay. You're getting clocked.
Great.
So I'm going to roll...
Done. But so I can't use my cat-like reflexes to do...
What is your cat-like reflexes to do?
During a first round of combat, if I have not acted, I can take a minor action
To do what?
on another character's turn by spending 1 momentum. It just says
She
I'm
was
not
saying
active.
to dodge.
I was gonna move out of the way.
Okay.
I was gonna get out of basically of
Oh,
range
okay.
of him.
Then
Was what I was planning on doing.
You did say that.
you did say that.
did say
just wanted
that.
to see how dodge works.
It would be not dodge,
There's
just
some sort of a disengage action.
Yeah.
Among the additional actions, like near the grappling rules as I require.
I believe what you can do is you can use your action to actually jump out of range, so you can't.
okay.
But he can use his. Yeah, the problem is he'll be able to use his minor action to close in on you and attack you.
Sure.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
because you guys are unfortunately in close combat right now.
But at least you wouldn't be getting clocked this round.
Exactly. Let me. Yes.
Well, no, he gets a minor action and an attack. He can use a minor action to close the distance that you're using to separate. But on your turn, yeah, and then he's going to. But
then when would that be useful as a reflex?
so the reason why this actually doesn't work out too well is because she had initiative, so you attacked him, and you failed the roll.
But I didn't.
What were you doing?
Because I wanted to use cat-like reflexes.
So you're okay. So you're
That's
going
what
to use.
but then you said
Okay,
you don't
so
have
then
a dodge.
So
that's
then
why I was
okay, so then
confused.
on your action, since
Okay.
you've got initiative, you're going to use cat-like reflexes
Yes.
to step out of range from him.
Yes.
Okay, so you're out of range.
Mm-hmm.
Now what are you doing? Because it's still your turn.
Okay. So if I want to attack him, it's a daring. It's not.
If
a
you want to
fitness
attack
check.
him physically,
Yeah.
yes.
It's not
If you-
fitness. What does fitness come into play?
Fitness comes into play when you're enduring pain, when you're running long distances.
It's mostly for athletics checks and for determining your HP. It's
Oh,
mostly analogous.
so I did my
to
numbers all wrong then.
Okay.
Because I didn't know. I was not aware of that.
Okay.
The
Because-
news is that as we
Yeah.
advance, we can move some of those around.
disengage.
The like
Right.
medium-sized.
Because
Milestone,
when I
I
was
think,
doing this, because
Is disengage a minor action?
Cations are extremely strong, so my fitness is higher as well.
Right.
So yeah, that's
You
why I
have to succeed
thought
first.
You have
that
to
would
succeed
be
first.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
But
very
she has a
confused.
talent.
That's
yeah, but
correct.
that's for a minor action, and these are all succeeding at the major action of doing a melee attack.
So here's the thing. Because you used your minor action to immediately move out of range before combat officially began, I won't make you roll to take the disengage action. If you want to bolt out of Sickbay, you can get out of here before this guy lunges at you.
I'm not going to leave Sickbay. There are other people here.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
I'm going to try and but we're literally at his bed. Like, and yes, I was going to try and I want to.
Talk to him. You tell him where he is.
No, he's not going to listen. Sorry again. I did this backwards. I did
Just those two stats, though.
Yeah,
so what would you like? What would you like to do?
I was wanting to engage him and
You want to fight him? But what?
I was going to try and what's the word? Secure him.
Okay.
Grapple.
Yeah.
You want to grapple him?
I was going to try and
Restrain.
There's the word.
Okay.
Restrain
Yeah.
him.
All right. Cool.
I am small but mighty.
So, because we did this sort of jumping around in order, and that was mostly a GM.
Sorry.
No, that was a GM mess up. Okay. So I'm gonna scrap the roll.
All right.
And we'll do a re-roll here.
All right.
This is gonna be a melee combat roll, but you're trying to restrain him.
Yes.
So there's a special. Do you have that?
Yep, I
Gina?
have grapple. It's difficulty 2, fitness, security.
Hey!
That'll please you.
Yes, it will.
What is it resisted by? Does it have that?
It is. They take an action to break free, which is also fitness security.
Okay, cool.
So then it would be an uncontested roll. So it would be a
Next
roll of
time.
a given difficulty.
Sounds like you just get to roll against a difficulty 2. It doesn't work like a melee attack where he
Yeah.
gets to attack back.
Yeah.
The attack, then attacking the grappling character, increases the difficulty by 1.
Thanks for sticking with us all.
Sorry.
Usually the way combat went on Shield of Tomorrow was I could have crutch. At the end.
It's true.
We're actually engaging more seriously.
No, yeah, we're taking it. But I'm actually glad we're doing this because again, it gives us an opportunity to go through the rules and also explore the rules with you guys right in front.
And we don't do much melee.
It's true.
So the grappling character would gain 1 bonus momentum on all melee attacks once the opponent is grappled.
So go ahead and make your check to see if you can grapple this
I'm
guy.
going to take a momentum to get
So difficulty is 2, and
right.
he doesn't have a resist roll. Is that right?
It doesn't specify.
I have a feeling that it's going
It's
to.
also from the succeeding at a.
It's in this. Yeah, this is on the succeeding a melee check combat.
Oh, okay. So what you can do is you're going to make a melee combat check,
All right.
and then if you succeed, you can declare it's a grapple.
Got it.
So you got to hit him first, and if you hit him, then you can grapple him, and then it's a roll, and he does not get to.
It's still a daring success.
That's correct.
Done.
All right, so that makes sense. It's the result of a roll.
Could
This
I
does beautifully contextualize.
Could
what
I
you've already
argue
done, that Klingon.
that I'm using my medicine knowledge of where, because I
No,
just
that's a trait.
scanned his entire body and I know exactly
That's
where
literally a
his
trait that
weakness-
Vulcans get, and you don't have it. Yeah, unfortunately.
Because I was going to knee knock him, whip around,
Go ahead and make your
around.
roll.
All right.
All right, so go ahead and make your roll.
Great.
Oh, that's right. I spent it.
All right. I at least got 1 success.
Okay, you got 2 successes.
And great.
So he clocked you.
Yeah.
All right.
Fine. Ouch. Now I know to fix my numbers.
So that's going to be 3 points of non-lethal damage as this cybernetic arm comes up and crashes right across the side of your body. However, you are not dropped. That's not going to drop you.
No.
This thing impacts on your side. This small Cation doctor does not go down. You take the hit, and your nurse literally stepping back, going, like, starts fumbling for a sedative immediately. It's now your turn. What would you like to do?
Try and secure him.
All right, it's another fight. Get into melee again. You two jump into.
I hate this.
Oops. Go ahead and make your roll.
I know, this is exciting. You got this.
Oh, 3 successes.
There you go.
You rolled 1. So you're going to
Was
get
it
him.
difficulty 1?
No, difficulty's
Spray
1.
a melee combat off.
TV moment.
What's that?
Now try to grapple
spray
him.
a melee combat.
Now.
I mean, it would. Yes, I would classify that. But this is. So you're going to grapple him?
Yes, I'm going to use and obviously try and use my martial arts focus. Try and grapple him.
Well, you've succeeded on this, so yeah, I would say your martial arts focus would definitely come in handy here. So you're gonna make your fitness daring check. Is that correct?
Well, no,
It's
I
in lieu
misspoke.
of damage, you can instantiate a grapple.
They have to do a fitness
Oh, okay.
To break.
to break.
Gotcha.
I see.
I misread.
So he's grappled now.
He is now grappled,
And the target
Okay.
difficulty's 2.
and the difficulty is 2.
And he has to burn his turn to try to break it.
And it's a
Yes.
fitness what check?
A fitness security.
Fitness security. Okay, so it's difficulty 2, fitness security.
Great.
No.
Good.
No. You wrap those Cation arms around this Borg Klingon.
It's a hug.
and you grab him.
I'm so tiny.
You literally just like a C clamp, just grab his limbs and pin them to his side, and he's just.
And I put my
jerking left
claws
and
out
right.
just a little bit, just to secure him. Like, everything is fine. You're going to be just fine. You are in sickbay of the USS. And he's just like swinging me around. Everything is fine.
So your nurse,
At the back.
Shimura, is immediately running up.
Nurse Shimura, can you please get a tranquilizer? A large one,
Okay.
please.
So your nurse runs up and hypo sprays the Klingon, who
Yeah.
immediately goes.
Go to sleep. Yes, you're all right now.
This Klingon is about 6'3".
I was really high.
Slumps down as you are you basically literally half his height practically, and
Just
you
ride him down.
hold him as he just flops over in your arms.
I'm just
and-
gonna keep holding him. Like, good. Okay, can we beam him back down?
Actual mountain climbing just happened.
There you go. First.
Make your extended task check.
Yes, okay.
Xander.
So I'm going to spend 2 momentum.
Got
One
it.
is for cautious engineering, one is for piercing. And then Sing is going to assist me,
Okay.
and we're going to do this.
All right, let's do it.
Sing.
The magnitude, or the difficulty was 3. Because we're using our tech, it goes down to 2. And that's what we're aiming for.
Okay.
And it is control engineering.
Control engineering.
Wow.
You-
Okay.
You got a success.
So I've got 2 successes, and then
You're gonna pierce it.
I am piercing. Oh, I have to. It's only on 20s. Okay. Yep.
Okay, cool. So the resistance moves away. He got a success. You got 2. Is that right?
Yep.
So knock down 3 more in the work track.
Boop boop. We're at 7.
Oh, then you've hit a.
Breakthrough.
Yep, you got 1 breakthrough. So drop the magnitude by 1.
Dun, dun. We're down to 2 for the
So
magnitude.
you just need 2 more breakthroughs.
And since the breakthrough happens, isn't there like a bonus on a success?
It's like a breakthrough.
Check for
automatic
breakthroughs.
breakthrough.
5 or more work at once. If work is track filled, then breakthrough. Breakthrough reduces the difficulty of the task. So it's not a
So
bonus.
not
okay.
yet. So, did it say breakthroughs reduce the difficulty of the task?
With the magnitude.
Oh, the magnitude.
That's what it was.
All right. So then, while this is
And
happening,
yes, reduce the difficulty of the task.
so I was about to say, so the difficulty was 3. Now it's dropping to 2.
2, so we get it down to 1.
That's right.
Nice.
So the engineering team of the USS Ross is getting a lot of momentum, literally,
Right.
as they're basically starting to restore power, clean power to all of these regeneration alcoves.
And Tech has
One of
been
them
wearing
comes
the suit.
online. Yeah, Tech's been wearing the suit. You do see some sweat beginning to form at the brow of a few of these engineers, particularly Chief Singh.
Right. So
Um,
you said that one of them came online. As soon as that happens, as part of the extended task, Tech is going to get in the alcove and attach himself to it in the suit, just to monitor what's going on and what is being fed, and using that information to help influence the work that's being done.
So
Oh, I got it.
just to clarify, you want to interact your body with Borg Tech.
The suit, the exosuit, is
Uh-huh.
like attaching to the alcove as
I
if
see.
it were a drone coming through
Okay.
to get the energy. And it's just monitoring to make sure
You
the
would-
radiation
Get the
and
log out.
the log.
So unfortunately, you would have to literally jury rig the right. It's literally like jury rigging the right plug-in.
Yeah.
Essentially, that a lot of the implants allow this to happen when you step into it. So you would literally have to jury rig something onto your suit to actually interact with the alcove like that, which would be a break from the extended task. You'd have to jury rig it on your suit and then do it.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I don't want to do that, but that's sort of the intention that I'm
However,
looking for.
I tell you what, if you want to burn momentum to create an advantage, I can say that you carried something similar in your.
Maybe
'cause-
the next round.
Okay.
Because I want to keep some.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and cut to the brig. There are two separate activated force fields up right now. Prawl is in here, Lacat is in here, Exio is in here, The captain is in here. The ambassador is in here. Klingon is mostly unconscious, but the Lithian has started to wake up and is literally sitting up in his bed, rubbing his face, just going... kind of leans forward. And you see those blood-red eyes begin to slowly focus on what's in front of him.
It's contact telepathy, correct, Ambassador?
Lithians, yeah, they have to touch you. If they can get within like close range. However, their telepathy, not a lot is known about the Lithians. So how their telepathy works, it might actually be similar to how Deltan or even Betazoid.
How much do I know?
Lithians,
Given that they traditionally
traditionally move in the underworld.
Working in
Lithians
to go through the circle.
Even in the underworld, Lithians are rare. They really are. They really, to their advantage, they play a lot of things close to the chest. It's not really known the extent of their telepathy, but it's generally just believed that if they have the capacity to read your mind, they're probably trying to.
A quick question. Do you know if it's skin contact? Like, do clothes or anything affect that?
Apparently, it's just... They just need to be close enough to literally put their hands around your head.
Got it, yeah.
Yeah.
Close radius doesn't even have to touch.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're behind a force field, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, if they can get their hands around your head, you're dead.
Right.
Great. But that was the table that we were setting.
Yeah.
They aren't going to kill us at the top. They on the correct side
Correct.
of the force field, and here we are turning.
He looks up and just groans and looks at all of you and just goes,
Yep. It happens to the best. And also you. Hello.
squints his eyes as he looks at the captain and just says, "What?"
You're in a peck of trouble, aren't you?
Who are you? What are you doing in that uniform?
And I wanted.
Yeah, there it is. Nice.
Use your presence command.
Yep.
That's a hell of a bluff check.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a great idea.
Thank you. I made it myself.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yes.
What'd you roll?
I haven't yet.
Okay, difficulty standard 1 versus his contested roll.
Force field, I don't have to worry about that die, thank God. And I'll re-roll that one. Good. That's 3 from me.
Okay.
So we get
Ambassador.
total of 3 momentum.
You can feel this Lethian, the hostility, start to give way to pure confusion. And then, as the captain kind of gives this kind of like nod, there's a sudden sense of fear that builds up inside of him. He becomes frightened of his situation. He's trying not to show it, and it looks like he's actually playing it off pretty good to everybody else, but you can sense it. He straightens up and just kind of sits back. And he waits. He doesn't say anything.
Who all is in here? Prolicat.
Prolicat, Exio, the Ambassador, and you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly should we do with you?
It wasn't my fault.
An easy thing to say. But I do believe we have your ship in custody, and we have fully searched it and are fully aware of what was on it. So whether your fault is not in question, your associations with the wrong people is what's gotten you into trouble.
What do you want from me?
30 people are dead. What do you think I want from you?
They're not people, they're Borg. Gino, Exio, Vince him in the face.
Prolicat behind you.
You can't be serious.
I do so love interacting with a heightened mind. This is the long and the short of it. You are going to spend a very, very long time in what I imagine is going to be a high-security Starfleet prison. But if you want to, ease the consequences of your circumstance, you will give us all the information that we need about whatever operation it is that you're running and who you're connected to. Not just for your own sake, but for the sake of every poor soul down there who deserves to live.
He stands and moves a little closer to the force field, stops about halfway and just says, "If you imprison me, I'm dead."
If we let you go, I promise you, the same will be true. Because everyone down there will not rest until you are dead.
Prawl just says, "We'll turn you over to the Klingon Authority." You know what the Klingons do to the Syndicate members, don't you? They don't abide by interstellar justice. The ambassador's being nice.
Oh, I apologize. That was not my intent.
The Lithian just says... The Lithian... You start getting the idea that the Lithian is building up a narrative in his head. He seems to completely believe that the captain is on the inside. And as a result, is sort of interpreting this, I'm going to lock you up with them. Which has got him riled. Like, please no. And
I'm not making eye contact, and I'm stood a little bit off from everyone else.
based off the number of successes you got, Ambassador, he just says, based off the number of successes the captain got, this whole scene, looks at everybody and just says, I was part of a cell. The Syndicate's fallen apart, and there's only a few cells left that are operating at any kind of near efficiency that they used to. I was just trying to make some money. Why wouldn't I try to make some money? Borg Tech sells for incredible amount of credits. The latinum that would bring in. I could quit this life. I could...
Oh, but would you, though? Truly. You can't hide from me.
There's a thudding sound as a Klingon impacts against his force field and says, I'll tell you everything! Don't see... I'll tell you everything you want to know! The Lithian says...
Too late. They're talking.
Over the next 5 minutes, these two bozos unleash all of this information. And what you learn from them, Ambassador, as you squeeze it, they seem to both be trying to out-bargain each other for freedom. But what you get, particularly you, Captain Sol, is a snapshot of the state of the Orion Syndicate. It is apparently in tatters. And a lot of the cells that operate independently seem to be operating separate from them. Cells always operate independently, so that it can't be traced back to the leadership. But they always report into a single handler. And the chain just goes all the way up. It's clear from the information you glean from this.
He's working in a broken chain.
Yeah, he's working in a broken chain.
But you know some of the links.
Yep.
Or did.
It's still useful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
By the end of the day, I'll go ahead and, because really this, since this is the conflict is actually past, it's really only a matter of time. I really just want to see how many successes you roll, so just give me one more extended task roll.
Sure. 2 momentum.
Two momentum? Okay, cool. Yay, burn it.
Sing is assisting, and it's control engineering. Difficulty is 2, brought down to 1.
Okay.
So if you want to roll for Sing.
Yeah, I'll roll for Sing.
Is 3 successes.
Sing got a success.
Great. Add momentum.
So 4.
4. And so that brings the work track down to 3. So we would just do it again.
Yeah. So really, at this point, since it's not a timed, and the conflict has come to an end, what happens is after about maybe 2 hours worth of engineering with your team, at one point you see Singh, as he's inputting some data and realigning some of the plasma conduits and removing a small canister of what looks like data radiation and putting it in a secured canister. He sets it in and just goes, immediately starts to throw up.
Yeah.
As you're starting to see some of the sickness is already rapidly setting in.
So I take off the helmet and I'm wrapping it up, sort of thing, as people are packing the gear up. The crew of the Ross, great job today. We're going to wrap this up, but everybody's going to be transporting into a holding container near Sickbay. We all need to be inoculated. This is going to be a rough time for all of. Throw up into the helmet.
And just like on cue, the moment you throw up into the helmet, the regeneration alcoves go all begin to turn on.
A round of applause.
Engineering team.
Yay, engineering!
We're getting some tech support.
You are planet side now, coordinating the inoculation.
Yes, it's all ready.
You guys are walking through. You and Exio are walking through this colony. The wind whipping around your hair, Exio looking immaculate and unmoved as the two of you walk around. This Klingon's big, thick, heavy braids as he's walking next to you and says, "You may have just given us the only chance we had of surviving down here, Captain. Thank you."
All of the equipment is going to be beamed over in the next hour or so. And that should complete what I got from your inventory.
I confess I worry about what will happen if others learn that there is Borg technology here, thinking that they could come and harvest us. But with us at full strength, I think moving forward, some of these people will remember that underneath all of this scarring and all of these implants, that they are still Klingon.
They're whoever they wish to be from this point on.
They have that opportunity because of you. Thank you. I'm in your debt.
There is no debt, only honor.
Kapla, Captain.
Oh, jinx, sorry.
What is this jinx?
We said it at the same time. You owe me a soda.
Among humans.
Kapla. Soda.
So good.
He does, it's an honorable thing. He owes me a soda.
What is the most honorable soda, do you think?
The fizziest.
Yes, the last few hours that you have with these guys before you turn them over to the Klingon Authority.
Oh, yes. They do not go to Federation.
No, they go to the Klingon Authority. The Klingon Authority is actually... You basically learn that some of the Klingon authorities, when you turn them over and submit your report, two things. One, they're a little dumbstruck by the amount of information that the ambassador is able to supply them after questioning the two of them. And two, they actually seem rather surprised to learn that there was a colony on that planet.
No.
What you later find out, as they take these people off your hands, is one of the security officers tells you that that planet was actually taken from record. And that there is what looks like a lockout. Someone tried to prevent this planet from ever being discovered. May not have had malicious intent, but it ended up that way all the same.
When did that happen?
7 years ago.
There's something.
Well, at least
Which
now.
means this colony has been operating for longer than the original colonists were assimilated. So it was something else, but security has blocked it all out. Whatever it was, it's only the shambles of what it was
How
before.
was that Klingon... Why was he assigned to this, then?
Yeah, what's his deal, man?
You learn that this
He spilled his
Klingon
guts.
claims to be a doctor, but apparently his file is not available to the security teams.
So he just went there and my God!
However, you are able to corroborate that his story, that his daughter was on board the ship that was assimilated.
No, I mean
Oh,
the
the
assistant.
assistant.
I want to
Oh,
know
the assistant?
how the assistant get
Oh,
assigned there.
No problem. The assistant was assigned there. Apparently, is an embarrassment to his family. And before, apparently to
He just got lucky and found this planet and appointed himself leader.
I mean, this is how, like, the prep school boy, like, fails. He fails into being in charge of something.
So, the Ross gets underway. leaving this planet behind and its colony in a position where it can actually thrive and live on its own. After 24 hours of an impressive investigation and adventure.
And guarantees that further distress calls will not go unheeded.
You
as we hand over to the authorities.
Yes, well, you get the impression from the Klingon Authority that there is a bit of surprise, and that now that this is on the map, they'll keep the restriction on the colony, but they'll definitely be paying attention to it now. Particularly because if there is a Borg survivor colony in Klingon space, the Empire should know about it.
Quite right.
The Ross gets underway. It's a few days outside outside of the system, traveling at warp 7, when you get the notification that you're that you're closing in on the Ranger station, and that you can expect to arrive in just a few hours. This is, of course, coming days after the events that just took place. So as we do a bit of a time hop, you're closing in on the end of your second month's worth of travel. And it's a late night. Beta shift has come on. The main crew has gone to either reconnect and tin forward or go to sleep. But just your journey, these 2 months from leaving space dock, journeying through Federation space, and now through the length of the Klingon Empire to come to the edge of the galaxy out here at Shackleton. And it's a late night when you're stirred from your rest, Captain, by a voice in your cabin. You hear, "Oh my, the captains are green now."
Oh, no.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Oh, who else? Who else?
It's a Q.
I'm told it's not easy. Hello, Q.
We've never met, but you know my name.
You have a reputation.
I do. It's true. And I had to stop by and say hello. Something miraculous is happening here, Captain.
Oh, you're too kind. Let me actually finish fixing my hair first.
You are in full uniform and your hair is immaculate. And he says, "It looks darling. Absolutely precious."
Captain Azari Sol, to why do I have the pleasure?
Oh, the Continuum knows exactly who you are, Captain Sol.
Now I'm flattered.
Oh, you should be. Because we didn't expect to know you at all. Something very curious is happening here. You see, Captain, think of reality as a grand ballroom, and every universe is sort of its own choir, singing its own song. And every now and then, one of those choirs will, just for the briefest moment in time, harmonize with another choir on the other side of the room. It happens sometimes, and 9 times out of 10 it's just annoying. But once in a while, it's a harbinger of destiny. And it heralds that something unpredictable is taking place. I find it curious, Captain, and the Continuum was placing bets on who and what it might be. And I guessed you, because not too long ago in another universe, another ship made their way through the Klingon territories headed for the Shackleton Expanse, and they too changed their destinies. What will you bring, I wonder? You come out here equipped with something far different than they did, a sense of self. Oh, that captain so wanted to be like James Kirk, and I tell you now that it's good that he wasn't. Because if he had tried harder to be somebody he was not, humanity might have been exterminated in its finest moment. The good news is he realized who he was. But you're different. I've watched you all your life. I've been there every moment, the moments you realized you were who you were. The Starfleet officer that helped you find your way into the Academy. Your work with intelligence. You've been on a track and you've suddenly changed course, and now here you are flying out to the Shackleton Expanse, and the Continuum can't see what happens next. What does that mean?
Well, you're omnipotent. You tell me.
I'm not sure, but I have a feeling it's going to be a hell of a ride. That's a joke from the other reality. You wouldn't get it. He steps back and says, I look forward to our future encounters, enjoy your stay on this side of a galaxy that's a billion of another galaxy.
I will. The view's rather nice from this one.
Agreed. If you'll excuse me. And with that, takes a running leap through the wall and into space at warp and vanishes instantly from your sight. And that is where we are going to leave tonight's episode of Clear Skies.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 908s, we're ending a little early tonight.
Ah.
Little early.
Why? Why?
What's happening?
Why?
I'm scared.
Because.
Okay.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Honk. Chaos.
No honking!
Actually, in all honesty, so what I had planned, we can actually continue if you would like to do just unless this is too much for you.
I mean, there is one thing that was happening right before Naran.
Do you want to jump into that?
Yes!
I think we have
So I wasn't
one
sure.
thing I need to do with that.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to do that this episode, but we can totally do it. Do you want
I
to
think
pull
this
this
is
off?
exactly the amount of time.
I think
So-
that's the perfect amount of time for me, night. I have been planning.
Okay.
Let our party planner throw a party.
Since it was an early end time tonight, I will go ahead and pull the trigger on that. So, the next day then, Captain Azari,
I run to Ambassador Olen.
you receive notification that you're 48 hours away from Narendra Station. And that you'll be arriving... You're already in long distance sensor range. This is like the after credits sequence
Yeah.
of the movie.
You thought it was over.
So you receive this notification. You already get contacted that Admiral Ebert is waiting for you and is looking forward to meeting you. Then you also get notification that from your yeoman that it might be possible that today you have a free day. According to the administrative, she's like, Captain, I've been going. She's like literally in your ready room that morning, going, Captain, I've been going over a lot of your files, and it looks like you just have some paperwork, and I can take care of all of this. You've pretty much got a day off, Captain.
You're in deep danger of putting yourself out of a job with your efficiency.
Well, that's good. I don't want to be a yeoman forever.
Noted.
Cut to
Yes, I know I said run before, but I blip.
in front of the door or in their
In front
quarters.
of the door? No, how rude.
You hear startling a crew member who's walking by. Commander.
Sorry, very busy.
Keeps walking. Says, yes, Commander. Keeps walking. You hear the chirping
I'll
at
see
your
you
door.
later.
Chirping at the door. Incessant chirping at the door.
Enter.
Thank you. It's today. All the preparations, I thank you for your help over the last few days.
Of course. Whatever.
I'm very excited. I'm going to talk very fast.
Of course. Have at it.
Okay, so I was thinking just a general ship-wide invitation.
Of course.
All at once.
Of course.
A big surprise.
Of course.
Okay,
Of course. What can I help you with?
accompany me.
Of course.
Would you like to go with me?
Sure. Of course I would. You are irrepressible. It is really nice. I have to say.
No, I just, yes, continue.
I was a little bit worried that not being able to read you would make it difficult to understand you, but you are so...
No, I make it a point to say exactly as I mean.
I love it very much and appreciate it deeply. Thank you.
You're welcome. Would you be my date? You have to have a date.
Sure. I'll be your... Yes.
Wonderful. You know the most about most things and loved ones, and I thought that would be just... You're the perfect date for this.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. They are very dark, so blushing is not exactly something you can see on them, because they are very dark.
I extend it on.
Patience? Oh, thank you. And I actually leave Patience at home.
Okay. Patience just watches you kind of curiously go out the door with this invisible person, not person, because doesn't register in the sensory. Just, okay. Kind of like you walk out, door closes behind.
Okay, so I figured we go to the promenade and we stand up there and then we send out the invitations and then watch everyone attend.
Sounds good to me.
Right. Oh, and the booth. The captain had a wonderful thing. They gave me an idea last night, actually, and I implemented it. I wanted it to be a surprise. We added a booth, and not only is it the loudest in the room, but it doesn't actually send to the room. They had an idea to keep it a little more private, since it's for loved ones. Send it out into the skies.
That's pretty neat.
Yes.
So, the message goes out into the universe.
Very much.
As
so
well.
that everyone, everywhere, can hear it.
It's very lovely.
Yes.
I don't understand why you asked for my help at all. You guys had this covered.
Well, you know the most about most customs. This is my just research. You've probably experienced a La Lubelle celebration in real life, haven't you?
Well, no, but I've heard a bit about it.
More than I did.
Well, anyways, date. Let's go.
Great. The promenade is basically set up like it's been restricted for the day. Maintenance. It was.
I didn't authorize anything.
I did.
It's above you now.
Yeah.
Quite above.
At least one of your engineering teams was on some kind of deflector array thing that you didn't authorize.
Yeah. Deflector.
By the captain.
It's sort of like a Mardi Gras sort of celebration, or sort of in the streets, except nothing like that.
Okay.
So, because it's just sort of the celebration aspect of it.
Okay.
It's sort of like a big sort of street carnival celebration, except indoors and about loved ones. Like I said, Valentine's Day for loved ones.
You hear it.
And there's stalls and food, lots of food, because, obviously this is a specific thing for tech.
So this deck is actually empty right now, except for the celebration materials. And
Yes, but I want to implement the program. My hologram program.
So you get a chirping sound, by the way, as you are walking the ambassador through all of this and explaining everything.
Yes.
You hear a chirping sound, and you hear a friend's voice coming through and go, Commander?
Yes, identify.
Hi, this is Vren.
Oh, you sounded different. You sound worried.
I forgot to run something by you, and I told a crew member they could do something, and they were going to do it before we arrived at Narendra Station. It was kind of like one of those things of like, hey, I'm senior staff. Yeah, can you do me a favor? Yeah, I could do you a favor. What's up?
Sorry, are you telling me you're pulling rank as a favor?
Well, somebody asked me for a favor, and I said, sure, I could do that. That sounds nice. And it's happening today, and it's supposed to happen on the Promenade.
Yes, I'm very well aware. I organized it.
Oh, no, it's not your thing. It was another thing that I said that they could do. And so now I'm like...
You commented my promenade for something else? What?
It's much smaller, if that makes it better.
How small?
Like 30 or 40 kids.
You need to explain much faster.
Because we're going to be arriving at Narendra Station, a lot of the families are going to be deboarding, right?
Yes.
So the kids wanted to have a Captain Soul Day. I said yes, and I didn't tell the captain about it.
A Captain Soul Day?
Yeah, I said yes.
Like a sort of daycare celebration?
Something like that, yeah. They've been spending the past couple of days, actually, while we've been in orbit over that Klingon planet, making arts and crafts for Captain Soul.
That's very sweet. Would you mind sending me every single piece of that art?
Well, they're actually already on their way to the Promenade. I kind of just forgot to ask about this, so...
You forgot to ask for permission on a closed promenade?
It's been very distracting. We were taking down the Orion Syndicate. It's a lot of mental bandwidth involved in
I believe that was handled quite quickly by Ambassador Olin, but fine. Yes, they can have a corner, absolutely, 100%. This is a day of celebrating loved ones, and if the children deem our captain as a loved one, this is the perfect day for it.
Oh, they totally do. They absolutely do. Can I ask you for a favor?
Yes.
Would you mind just letting the captain know that you authorized this, please?
I'll say nothing of it on your end.
Thank you. Thank you, Commander.
And in the future,
Yes,
ask me first.
I will do that for sure. Yes, Commander.
I'll see you at the celebration.
See you there. I'm here, by the way.
You're here. It is a closed? I'm hanging up on you.
Chirp.
Well, that was interesting.
Just a few redesigns.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to affect anything.
I don't think so, but I want to add another gallery.
Okay.
So, hello, Mick.
Tell me what happens.
For the gallery?
Yeah, show me what's happening.
Okay, so the Promenade. Big carnival festival. All civilians, everyone on board is invited, no matter what. At different times, they have shifts.
Sure. That's true.
But
yeah.
Civilians can. This is an all-day event.
Yes.
There is the love letter station where you send your love letters out into the universe. There is several galleries. So it's sort of it's a day of remembrance, and because it doesn't have to be alive to loved ones, it can be passed or generationally back. So there is a gallery wall already where you can go and you can program your loved one if you want them to be sort of memorated and looked upon.
Okay.
And obviously, so you can, if you have any prayer services that you would like to do privately, they don't have to be part of a Bolian religion. You can just program them up and be admired and remembered. And then, obviously, add the captain's personal gallery, which is off closer to the food court, because I imagine children will need snacks. So there's sort of a kiddie section that has their own gallery wall that has a giant display for the captain.
So actual size.
Yes. Eye level.
There it is. We got our one in. We got our one in.
So it's sort of like, you know when you have like a gazebo garden and there's the opening, that's the children's art exhibit. They have like this sort of massive gazebo so that they can sort of bring the captain around. There is a sort of farmer's market-esque food stalls, like open food stalls. Nothing's closed, so there's lots of smells. Real food, not replicators, because we had the farmer's markets, right? We have civilian markets, so I've hired all of them to create their best and favorite food, but specifically ones that are favored by loved ones, not their own favorite foods. They have to pick. That's part of the tradition. You have to only make food for other people, not yourself. Okay. I know I'm forgetting something. What was the thing that you were telling me last week that I was supposed to add? The gallery threw me off.
It's fine. It's fine. I believe that we were hoping to put an area for dance.
Yes, the dancing. I forgot about the dancing, because we have to make as much noise as possible.
It's got to be a joyful noise.
Quite a joyful noise. So, I don't understand what that means, but I've provided tap shoes. It's more symbolic.
Do we have clogs as well?
Ooh, clogs. So there are separate dance floors, and it's sort of like, you know those stepping pianos? The dance floor, you don't need to put shoes on. Each floor makes a different dancer foot sound to create music while dancing. So exactly. So you get to decide what sort of noise you send out to your loved ones.
This is so.
Obviously rides and things like that, but you can't really ride them because the hologram versions of them, and they can ride as much.
And they also make quite a bit of noise.
They do.
Oh,
and also Bolian blues. I did learn that. I do know there is a specific band that I asked a couple of the engineers, and there's a Bolian blues band that is Tech's favorite.
Okay.
In particular.
They are listening.
Captain, stepping onto the promenade is an assault to the senses. The wall of sound that hits you, and the smells, and the air, the temperature of the air all around you, just from everyone in here, and also like not only the festive environment, but of course the hologram emitters are on full display here, displaying not only waterfalls, but you'll see birds fly overhead from time to time. You're also, in anticipation of knowing exactly which turbolift you're using, you are greeted by Captain Solday the moment the turbolift doors open. When they say, "We love you, Captain Sol," in unison like a children's choir, you know immediately that your yeoman is to blame for the organization of this.
Heart explode.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I know. Just because she was a secret doesn't mean she can continue to perpetrate. On my ship!
The child that you let sit in the captain's chair,
Trika, yes.
Trika has brought forward, she has made you pips out of, looks like she's literally taken bits of what would essentially be, the 23rd, this present, like popsicle sticks, essentially. 24th century popsicle sticks. And presents you, thank you for letting me be captain for a day.
No. Well, thank you for this promotion. You did a beautiful job as captain. Lieutenant Friend reported that you found the dilithium that he scanned for.
Yes.
Very successful.
Thank you. I'm going to be a science officer. And then I'm going to be captain.
That's an excellent pathway to command. So that means that you're going to have to listen to your teacher. and be very, very good at science. So then maybe you'll be a Starfleet science officer like Lieutenant Lacat.
She gives a big beaming smile, and the kids begin to surround, and they're all interested in sharing the stuff that they've been making for the past couple of days.
Chief Tech to Captain Sol!
On the other side of the promenade, you have...
No. I'm detecting a massive power drain. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like all of the holo emitters are malfunctioning.
It's under control. This was for an authorized test that we're conducting. We don't have to worry about the engineering department on that. You're going to be getting further instructions very soon. Please stand by.
Every single comm badge goes off with their invitation.
Okay.
It is a verbal communication of just exactly what's happening. Come celebrate La Lubelle in honor of Chief Tech.
Good time.
What? Was it your voice?
Yes.
Chief Tech to Commander Exio.
Yes, I was expecting your call.
What?
It's La Lubelle. I hope you don't mind. I looked it up.
I don't mind. I'm on my way.
Yes.
And I'll make my way up to the promenade.
Making your way downtown.
Actually, on my way.
Yes.
Chief Tech to Lieutenant Lacat.
Alone in your quarters.
Oh no.
You saw the invitation come in.
Lieutenant Lacat here?
Lieutenant, are you in your quarters, or are you going to the festival?
She looks around, and Orwell has she's wearing a sweater, and Orwell has, like, taken a stray piece of sweater and run around, all around her quarters. Yeah, I'm in my quarters.
Would you accompany me to La Lubelle?
Isn't that that's for people that you care about, though.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, where would you like to meet?
Why don't you meet me at the entrance to the promenade? I'd like to see it together.
You know, for a second, before the invites went out, I went, Chief Tech is really gonna blow on over this, over whatever's happening right now. And then the invites went out, and I was like, oh, well.
Well, to be fair, I did kind of lose it there for a second, but
Yeah, I called it. Okay, I will, I'll meet you in, 10 minutes?
Great. I'm
No,
on my
15. She, like, looks at the mess order. 15.
Whenever's convenient for you.
Yeah. Are you... One more question before you go.
Yeah.
Do you have to write a letter to someone?
Not if you don't want to.
Okay, I might need your help brainstorming some stuff. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Heck out.
The cat out.
As the celebration has begun and people are starting to filter in, you, Doctor, are looking at this sort of like mass of people that are starting to enter into the deck.
Giant mug of tea. Keeping my cool. I'm going to walk to the wall of remembrance and look at all of the people, loved ones that people have lost, and put in my own little chip. And you see a picture of a 12-year-old Cation boy. And just look at it for a little bit and walk away.
As you turn your heel, you almost bump straight into Dr. Wellix. He stops right in front of you and says, Doctor.
Dr. Wellix, how are you adapting to the USS Ross?
He turns and looks at the 2 decks worth of celebration that's begun.
This is not, I feel, going to be a normal...
This is Starfleet.
Well...
This is not what I'm used to.
It can be nice.
I'm not complaining. It's not what I'm used to.
Would you like to put anyone on the wall?
Yes. Yes, I think I would. He moves over, types a few commands into the data pad. You see 2 silhouettes appear on the wall. No names. And he just... They go up onto the wall. They won't even know how I died.
Well, I'm going to do my best to extend your life as long as possible. Who knows, maybe you can do things that you never thought you'd be able to do and have a longer future. Longer than these. I'm going to place my hand on the location again.
He looks at the location point, glances at you, and looks down at it again. And he says, better to have a short life filled with love.
Well, let's make yours as long as possible to add as much love as possible. Also, they have food. Huh? You're hungry.
Yes. I suppose I'll try it. I hear your engineer is something of a cook. And I
Yes.
suspect your commander has gone through extraordinary lengths to make sure that whatever cuisine is provided will be appeasing to the cook.
Quite the palate of strange. You know, his tongue is not quite like other Bolians. So he has quite the interesting palate, I would say.
He looks at you for a second and says, I admire you, Doctor.
Me?
I admire your candor and I admire your passion for what you do. But I know when I see someone who has a secret.
Oh. You have so many. It would be unfair for me to reveal one to you.
It's none of my business.
No.
Enjoy the festival, Doctor.
Yes.
And with that, Dr. Wellix moves away as the turbolift doors open and stepping out onto the promenade into the aforementioned wall of sound and festive
It hurts.
is the Bolian
It really
Festival.
hurts a
You
lot.
see Lacat and Tech step into this celebration.
It's beautiful.
Overhead,
Something.
punctuating everything that's happening overhead, of course, the USS Ross's the diplomatic promenade, of course, has a hull covering that actually can retract. And right now, punctuating everything that you see happening around you on this promenade deck on this starship is the sight of the universe on the other side of the window at warp. So this marbled, glowing blue ambience beaming down, casting this angelic glow across the holograms that journey too close to those windows. And it creates this sort of like glowing effect to the holographic birds that fly too close.
Almost like the sun beam bursting through clouds.
Very similar, but warp fields instead. And you basically see this promenade of celebration and your crew, the senior staff, all
You
here.
see me leading the ambassador on a waltz on the theremin dance floor. So as the glide.
Bravely dancing tango with like a kid, so they are in the air.
Like legs like swaying back and forth kind of thing.
I'm walking and I'm sort of taking Jane with me.
Yeah.
And we're doing a walk and talk.
We're doing a walk and talk.
Yeah,
A little walk
I'm
and
moving
talk.
towards sort of the food stands. I can't help it.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Jane's letting you lead this one. She can tell.
Listen.
And yes.
Jane, I owe you an apology.
Have you ever been in love with someone?
Oh, hi. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for asking.
Do you feel like commemorating them today or something? She is deflecting. She does not want to have the hard conversation.
Yeah. Jane, and I'll stop and I'll grab you on the shoulders. Listen to me, all right? I did you a disservice, okay? Just listen for a sec, and I'll let you go.
What are you talking
I
about?
said listen for a sec. Okay? We're dropping the rank. We're dropping the stuffy thing. Okay?
Good, because I outrank you technically.
I know, that's why I said it. I used to have a friend, a Tellerite friend, and I made allowances. And I didn't do that for you. I treated you like a Bolian. And I'm sorry for that. I shouldn't have. My friend taught me that sometimes the only words that can cut through are the words that are sharp. And you embody that. And you were right. And you caught me at a moment of weakness. But I tell you this, Jane, not gonna happen again. Okay? Let's go get some hasbrat.
She nods.
As the party continues, you breathlessly set down a child, Captain. And for a brief moment, looking up through the crowd, it's seeing your crew. Seeing Exio laughing and talking to a crew member who is asking them all sorts of questions about the holographic waterfall. You see the ambassador actually smiling and laughing as Vren has said something really stupid. Prawl even looks like he's kind of relaxed as he's watching everyone. The promenade deck is in full swing. You see this crew enjoying each other. The Ox crew, of course, is here in mass, trading shifts and covering each other as they need to. You see Lacat and Tech commiserating and chatting with each other. And even up on the second floor of the promenade, you see that once again, it looks like Dr. Wellix and the Cation Doctor have found each other and are having a very curious conversation.
Curious.
And in the midst of all of this, for a brief second, as you seeing all of this happen around you, you catch a glimpse through the crowd of a very familiar man wearing a Starfleet uniform who appeared to you only in your quarters the other night, and he raises a mug to you with a wicked smile on his face, like he's tipping a cheers.
He was not invited.
And as he raises the glass and lowers it, it's like a Bourne moment. As like somebody walks by, he's gone.
Show off. Because I know he'll hear it anyway.
And that is where we'll wrap up overtime and bring what was going to be a short game into a longer game.
That was
to an
the
end.
best party.
Yeah, it was. Wow.
Nicely done.
May our love ring out to those who need to hear it.
Bolians, let's be honest, the Bolians are the hobbits of...
I love it so much.
They're the hobbits
I did it
of
through
Star
a
Trek.
Hobbit festival.
Yeah.
Well, we have more than one thing to celebrate because over the course of this show, Descent into Midnight reached its first stretch goal. The first episode of Descent into Midnight series brought to you by the Stream Pump. Happy Lullaby!
Happy
Lullaby!
Send out your messages to the loved ones on Twitter or something.
Anyone.
We need to
Not-
brainstorm
doesn't
about
have to
that
be
for
Yeah.
I love you.
She needs some
I
help.
love you. Happy Lullaby, everyone. I love you.
I love things.
Yeah. You and this disguised Romulan.
Curious.
Oh.
We've become friends. I gave him spots.
That'll bring a close to Clear Skies for this evening, everyone. Join us next Monday as we arrive at a very familiar destination. Narendra Station awaits, and so does all of the Shackleton Expanse and everything that's happening inside. Join us next Monday night, same time, here at QueueTimes for another episode of Clear Skies. Until then, everyone, stay whimsical, and hailing frequencies are closed.